What's going on? What's going on, people? We're back again, and we promised you guys a revamp, a World Cup special. So everything's rebranded. We've got different overlays. The intro's different. The outro's different. So big up to everyone in the building. It's the World Cup show, and you know what? This is a great one because it's not the official first show of the season. I mean, not the season, the tournament, but it's a predictor. I think it's a good way to obviously bed in what we're going to be doing this tournament, give our predictions as well, and have a chat with you guys as well, because we haven't seen you guys in ages. So as we always say, guys, please make sure we're smashing the like. Please make sure we're obviously all tuning in, getting our tickets for the show. This is the show you actually got to get your tickets for, people. Right. This is actually, this is the show, because I'm telling you, we've got special things coming along, and it's stuff like we've got live, footage from Qatar that's confirmed. We've got Fanzone content as well. So people are going to be up and down the country in the UK and abroad as well, giving us that Fanzone content, as well as just giving you that same game analysis as well. So that's a massive thanks to obviously you guys supporting, but then obviously everyone in the building as well. But what's going on, man?
We're all good, man. I'm all good. Just waiting for this World Cup to start, to be honest with you. Obviously, we're just talking off air. It looks like it's written in the stars for a certain someone to get to this final and all of that. So it's going to be interesting, man. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprises that people ain't really clocking onto. Certain teams, big teams, I don't think are going to make it through to the latter stages of the competition. And I'm using this as a scout mission, bro. Liverpool, this is your chance to start looking at some decent, players. Do you know what I mean?
What's mad though is that we've got history of doing that, of signing players on the back of World Cup. And it didn't work out, bro. It just doesn't work out. The World Cup. Even James Rodriguez, look at Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? He was slapping that tournament. Then look what happened, innit? So it's a bit crazy. But we're gonna look at who's in the building first. We've got Sammy in the building saying, "Don't talk bad on France when I'm here." Big up the panel. Big up yourself. You got Honesty in the building saying, "Big up you, man. I need my GOAT Messi to win it." Of course. Now, obviously, the way it works, the algorithm's not really going to pick us up now because we've changed everything around. The thumbnails are different. The hashtags are different. But it is what it is. We're all good. When it clicks on, it's peak. But big up to everyone in the building already, man. All right, cool. But starting on the World Cup, man. Quick one. How do you guys view the World Cup? Are you guys into it? Are you guys when it comes to international football, are you guys just can't be bothered, or what's it saying? Because obviously this World Cup's completely different. It's a winter World Cup. We're obviously not experienced. We've never experienced this type of atmosphere. So going into the Christmas period and having a World Cup as well. What are your thoughts on it, guys?
Do you know what it is here? For me, we're hearing a lot of I'm hearing a lot of negativity around the World Cup. Again, not going to get into the politics of all that human rights stuff and where space, but I mean negativity in another way. It's in the winter. It's right in the middle of a season, something we've never had. But it's bro, it's still the World Cup. Players work their careers off to get to this moment to represent their countries, and it's the best versus the best. I'm always in great. Normal international breaks and that qualifiers, I'm not really too bothered. But the World Cup, World Cup, Copa America, Euros, any major tournament, I'm always locked in. It's not going to be any less just because it's in the winter, in my opinion. Yes, maybe you can't enjoy it as much with your mates. In the summer, you can go to a beer garden, probably wearing a tee. Now you might be rushing home from work in your bomber jacket. You know them ones, but bro, it's the World Cup. It's still going to be lit. You need to remember, it's a lot of our golden eras last. Possibly De Bruyne's last. I was going to say CR7's last, but knowing him, he'll still think he can play in 4 years.
He can play, exactly. I was going to say, don't rule out.
Probably Messi's last. I'm probably even forgetting world class, but they're the three that come off the top of my head. But this is why I think this World Cup's going to be lit. What's your thoughts, Steve?
I'll be real. I feel like this World Cup would be potentially better than a summer World Cup. It's in the middle of a season. Players are still in form or out of form, whichever way you want to look at it. At the end of a season, players get their break. Some people have a little. It's like you down tools a little bit because it's the end of the season. You've just gone through a slog of a season, 38 to potentially 40 games. Depending on which league you're in. And I'm just thinking, if anything, this should actually be the best World Cup that we've had in terms of the football that we see. We should see quite a lot of players, like I said, still in form because they only played just the other day.
That's a very good point.
Instead of seeing it like, oh yeah, they got a 2-week break, and when you get a 2-week break, you're spending time with your family and all that bullshit. Like, nah, forget all of that, man. Let's keep on the football rolling and that. You know what I mean? And just continue it all the way through until the end of the World Cup, man. What about you, Jerry? What's it looking like?
I'm always I'm not the biggest international fan. Like World Cups I am, but Euros I'm not really a fan of. Nations League I'm not really a fan of. Friendlies I'm not really a fan of. I always think the football's dead. You can't measure anything against it. Like, I hate it. Every time, even when I've gone live, I hate it. But the World Cup's one that, when I think of my earliest football in memory, 2002 World Cup is the one that really sticks out. I used to actually get a picture, but when Brazil won, I remember like my dad went and obviously, we had the Brazil kits. Me and my brother asked to get the R9 as well. So obviously,
hey, Jerry, the R9,
that young skinhead, and do you know what I mean, the little R9, it was crazy. And I used to, do you know what I mean, Arnold was my favorite player. So it's something that I've got good memories with. Now, obviously, the negative press around Qatar, like if anyone's like iffy about what's going on, I suggest you go and actually Tifa actually put something up today or yesterday, I think, was actually about the World Cup, Qatar, how they won
it. Football, the little video. That was a good video.
And it's one of those ones where for me, every year, or not every year, but every tournament, if the tournament's not in the UK, British media loves to go and tear down every damn tournament there is. When there was South Korea, oh, it's so far away. When it's Poland and Ukraine in the Euros, oh my God, do you know what I mean? This is so bad. Like, do you know what I mean? They're racist, this, that. When you got Chelsea fans right on your doorstep moving out of their yard, do you know what I mean? Like, as an example, or even some British fans, you've got now with the Qatar situation, and what people are trying to do is try spin off this political kind of standpoint on football when it shouldn't be that. And I know, look, I don't want to get into politics and stuff, and like I think everyone knows kind of a westernized kind of viewpoint on certain things that go on, but at the same time, you can't go and rush certain cultures to go and move with a certain time because they're in a different headspace, and what's normal to them might not be normal for us. Like, do you know what I mean? You might eat spicy food, or someone in the chat might eat spicy food. I might not like that at home. I know I do, but someone else might not do. Do you know what I mean? They might not be accustomed to that. But you have to be respectful of the fact that it's there, and that's the whole point of a World Cup, is to go to different places and experience them. And a lot of the narrative that's coming out of the Qatar might not actually be the case. Do you know what I mean? Like, all it is that the British media are just doing everything so that they can get the World Cup. They can get the World Cup, and they try to do it with the Euros, and obviously there was COVID. They tried to bid to make sure that Wembley was do you know what I mean? Said that, oh, their infrastructure was the best. We saw what happened in the final when people just bum rushed Wembley. Do you know what I mean? So there's always the negative spins. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I think I've got Echo G saying, I think the whole form thing is going to be interesting, because can you translate your form for club? Can you translate it into your international?
And just to add to it, JJ, for the South American players, they're more acclimatized to that altitude and that. You see the European players, especially our nation, they're going to struggle.
One thing I'd say though is that even though they're acclimatized, a lot of these Brazilian and South American players, unlike years before and years gone by, they all play in Europe.
Onto Europe, yeah.
Because they're playing Europe, they're accustomed to that European style, so they might be able to go and, do you know what I mean,
like you said, you made a good point, because that your Peles, your Zicas, your Garrinch, that they stayed in that Flamengos, the Corinthians, they stayed within the. You make a good point, but I just think because they're still somewhat used to it and they were born there, I think they can adapt quicker to the the English team. You know what I mean?
Exactly, 100%. But you have to actually remember, places like Argentina and that aren't actually that hot.
True.
They're not. Like, I know we have this idea of South America, for instance, being really, really hot. They're not. Like Brazil is in certain places it's not. So it'll be, like I said, it'll be really interesting. Gonna get through some of these comments as well before we get into kind of our predictions and stuff, which would be interesting. And obviously at the end, we're gonna break down how the World Cup structure is going to work, because obviously we're going to bring you daily shows every single day. So, yeah, we got Honesty big in saying, big up you, man. I need my GOAT Messi to win it. Big up. We got Revenite FC saying, Jerry, what do you think of Liverpool giving Jones a 5-year contract? A bit, man, not going to lie. The hard work starts now. You know that fact?
Scouts on that. Scouts on that.
Do you know what I mean? And Bosta. Do you know what it is? We'll get onto, we'll talk about Jones at the end. We'll talk about Jones at the end, but we need to get through this World Cup. But listen, unlike these two, I'm happy, innit? I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say I'm unhappy. It just is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like Jones. Maybe not as much as you, but I like Jones.
Yeah, it's calm. Honestly saying, one thing is for sure, Big Shaq will score a crazy goal like always does. PSG Curie only exists in international tournaments. Yeah, you know what? If you're going to put a bet on for him to score like a screamer or something, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. I'm saying, guys, question, what's the best single World Cup performance? Mine was Diego Forlan.
Since we've been like what we've witnessed, for me, it has to be David Villa, bro. David Villa in 2010 was a joke.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's mine personally.
Yeah, we got M. Tarmizi saying, big up to Jerry G and Roms. You know how I feel ahead of this. Bring the game on. That's it. Big up M. Tarmizi. Big up. I know, obviously. Yeah, like I said, M. Tarmizi, he's helped us out a lot. So big up to M. Tarmizi. Yeah, big yourself up. Yafu saying, British people only want Europe to be World Cup host. The British government want to send migrants to Rwanda. They love selective morality. Yeah, I mean, enough said on that. Fabinho saying Yafu, that's true. We got Demo in the building saying, is this the CJ celebration? It might be at the end. Yeah, you're here for that. R9 in 2002.
That's what Jerry was saying, isn't it?
Yeah, 98. I mean, it'll be interesting. But, let's get into it. And I think the best way to start is to drop, obviously, our finalists. So these obviously, guys, so these are our 3 finalists.
Oh, JJ.
Yeah. I've got a spanner in the works.
Big up JJ, man.
Yeah, so Argentina versus Uruguay for G, with Argentina being the winners. I've got Brazil and England with Brazil winning the tournament, and Roms also has Brazil winning the tournament with France getting to the final. Now, G, Argentina, Uruguay. What's your reasoning? Like, Uruguay's an interesting one. Argentina, obviously, Messi. You spoke earlier about obviously it being written in the stars about a certain player. Is that the player you're talking about? Is it Lionel?
G, don't lie. You want Darwin to lift up a little. You know what I'm saying?
With a cup.
If I can see,
if Darwin wins the World Cup, no one can chat to him.
Bro, it will just get long, as in I have to deactivate my whole thing.
It starts to be a very peak for Haaland. Yeah. You know, like Haaland's getting all the goals, but he just starts to look like just a brother that gets goals but doesn't win anything.
Harry Kane vibes.
Yeah.
Harry Kane vibes. But I think with Argentina, like I said, yeah, it's like PSG dropped Messi for the last game purposely because they knew that if you count the games between now and the World Cup, if he misses that one game when he gets to the World Cup final, that's his 1,000th. We know how football moves. Football's one of them. Let me not say anything too political, but football's one of them ones where things like this happen, weirdly enough, coincidentally enough. So I feel like something like that would just happen.
Gee, what was you telling me backstage that Liverpool are going to win the Champions League? Because it's in Istanbul, right? You were literally just saying.
G said he's even wearing the Liverpool top. He said he got his tickets booked.
Yeah. Gee, you were saying
catch me in Istanbul. For those who are saying, "Oh, you ain't never been to Anfield," catch me in Istanbul, bro. Like, I'm if you're there. But now Uruguay, when I did the World Cup predictor thing, to see like if whoever comes in this position.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that soon. We'll do that soon anyway. But yeah.
But even when I did that, that's the only reason why, because I had Argentina and I think Germany, and I realized I don't think they could play each other like that until the maybe I think it was earlier round, so I had to change it around a little bit because I didn't think Germany would make it through a certain round. But Uruguay, like I said, this is for me. This World Cup will be interesting. It's in the winter, so players on form. Nunes is on form, bro. Like I can't even get away from that any longer. Like I can't keep running away from that fact. So when I'm looking at him, like, he might just be able to fire them all the way, to be honest. Him and Suarez. And I don't even think Suarez will shine. I think he will have a dead tournament. I think it'll be Nunes who will outshine him if he does, kind of thing. And they've got a good squad as well.
Cavani, that's more experience and
Snap. Cavani, yeah.
I didn't even think he would get picked, but he's in the squad as well. And you know what, G, to back up your point, I know it was at 500 BC, but they've got pedigree. They're 2-time winners. Like, even though it was so long ago, I think they were the first team to win it off the top of my head. So,
brother, England are still talking about that World Cup. That was in 1966. Don't worry. I think Uruguay can
and they didn't have one. They got two. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think when you look at it, like, big up to Samuel, because that's exactly what it is. You look at Uruguay, and I didn't even realize, but they've got Araujo from Barcelona and Mario Jimenez from Atletico Madrid at the back. In midfield, the double pivot is going to be Valverde and Bentancur. And Bentancur's on fire at the moment.
With Rodrigo de Paul still there as well.
Rodrigo de Paul still just there. And then obviously you've got Messi in the 10, potentially with Nunes and a Suarez or Nunes. Like I said, it could cause issues. And I know there's loads of teams playing friendlies at the moment. Ghana obviously winning 2-0 against Switzerland, against Shaq's boys. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Do you see Messi's goal?
No, I didn't. I didn't get to see that. I was watching the Ghana game. I didn't even really see that.
Crazy. It was crazy. So, like I said, Uruguay saying, look, the dark horse, and we're going to talk about our dark horses. We're going to talk about our dark horses. We'll get onto mine, and people are going to be thrown off. People are going to be like, what the hell's going on?
I'm going to ask England, like.
Yeah. Now, listen. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Before people go mad, I'm leaving that on there so people can go and see. My finalists are Brazil and England, with England to win. Yeah. No, sorry, Brazil to win. Whoa, Brazil to win. Now, hear me out. I think there's a lot of stick about England. A lot of stick. And because there's so much stick with England, it reminds me very much of what happened when we went in the Euros. And it reminds me a lot what happened in the World Cup beforehand. And yes, there were different tournaments, but they've always been underdogs. So coming into this tournament now, England are still the underdogs because people aren't rating them like that. People are saying, this team's dead, we haven't got this depth, this that with Maguire's playing at the back, he's not good enough. I've got a feeling they're going to be able to go and creep through and do the same thing where they don't play amazing football, but defensively they're actually solid as a unit.
They are.
Games and they'll get a pen. Set pieces are going to be very strong. And tournament football is so much different to international football. And I think ultimately quality does prevail. But I think they're going to be the team where you're looking at them and you're like, you know what? They're going to be very, very, very solid. You're looking at that team, and if they can go and, like I said, that new back units. So obviously White being in there, Trent being in there. There's a few names that are new to that team. But if they can keep that core solid, especially when you look, you've got the 5 sub rule. Those midfielders, if they get tired, they're going to be able to rotate those midfielders quick. You're talking like for replacements, Grealish, Maddison, Mount. You've got a lot of creativity in there as well as legs. And I think that's what's going to go and help England kind of push on. And I think set pieces is where they're going to be a danger, especially when the heat is on. Because what's going to happen is that if you can go and keep the ball and have that slow build-up, be good on set pieces, but then be solid defensively and not exert a lot of energy going forward, you can actually catch teams out that are trying to go and be all out intense. So I know it's weird. I know some people are probably losing their minds, but I think they do it. And I think some people are going to be...
Oh, no, you've definitely lost your mind, but I hear what you're saying,
though. you know what? Yeah, just a slight rebuttal to that, because I've always said, if you look at England as individuals, especially the attacking prowess, right, we're second to... I'm not going to say second to none, but we can compete with most of the nation. As individuals, we've got some ballers. But my problem has always been as a collective. And I know you were saying, Jerry, we can be very solid. But when I've done a lot of research recently on the last 2 major tournaments. But for me, I can only really give Southgate credit for... I know they say you have to beat what's in front of you, but I can only really give him credit for the latter tournament, the Euros, because the World Cup, for me, the minute he hit a team with quality in Croatia, he came second best. Euro's just gone. Why I give him more credit is because Germany, I don't care what you say, that's England's arch enemy. There's a lot of history there. He got over that line. People say, yeah, but Muller missed the sit-up. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. He didn't score, so we knocked them out. But for me, I just feel whenever England then hit quality, cool. The penalty shootout was unfortunate. That's a stroke of luck. Unless you're Kelleher, like, you're just winning the shootout. Yeah. But it normally is 50-50. Like, you just have to turn up on the day. But Euros are giving more credit because we did go toe-to-toe with Italy, took the lead, knocked out Germany. But again, now we're back at the World Cup. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong because I want England to do well. I honestly want England to do well.
The reason why I even say that as well is because 4 out of the last 5 World Cups, the winners have been knocked out in the group stage.
Wait, say that again? I need to let that process.
Yeah, I need to let it process that.
4 out of the last 5 World Cups, the winners of the previous World Cup have been knocked out in the group stage.
Okay. Oh my God. So G.
Brazil's the only one. Brazil's the only one that in 2006 didn't get knocked out. The rest of them have all, think about it, France, 98, they got knocked out after that in 2002. So the curse might be there, and France have got, it's a crazy stat, but what I'm thinking is, if that stat is correct, and I know I'm going on kind of just hypotheticals and kind of just moods, right? France, and as I said in as we've written the title, there's an argument to say France won't even make it through the group.
They got a tough group,
No, they've got a tough group, but not only that, they've got the names. But it reminds me a lot of like the Italy side when they had all the names and they flopped. It reminds me of the Spain team in 2014.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Where they won it the year before, won it in 2010. Come 2014 now, the squad was looking stacked.
Even Germany, Jerry, 2018. Yeah.
That's my point. Germany, 2018. So for me, I'm looking at it like that, thinking that France squad looks really, really good. But you never know. You never know.
And Kunku missing it as well now with that injury. He's probably France's most formed player off the top of my head this season. If you're gonna go off statistics. And Kunku's actually their most formed player, so
yeah.
I know Mbappe got
and Mbappe,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's my one. Let's run through Roms's before we move on to the next segment. Roms is obviously saying he's got Brazil, like myself,
98,
and you got France.
This is my logic behind it, right? I actually think these two teams I've predicted to get to the final. I just think it's going to be reminiscent. This is World Cup show, so I don't want to link it back to club football. But you remember Liverpool, first season on the clock? We're going to concede a lot, but we're going to outscore you. I think France and Brazil, defensively this World Cup, are going to be shambolic because Brazil's two fullback, I think it will be Alexandro and Danilo. They're both getting on. They're both
maybe
not that...
Alves.
Exactly.
Training bare. He's not. I think Alves training bare.
I forgot about Alves. But Jerry, Alves, Danilo, and Alex Sand. I think they got Tellez. I think Tellez
got Tellez as well. Tellez is there as well. So Tellez is Tellez and Alexandra at left back. Danilo and Dani Alves at right back.
Yeah, but I think Tellez is the only one. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Tellez is the only one that's below 30. I think the other three are either 30 or above. So, and Brazil, this is ingrained in their history. Their fullbacks, the Cafus, the Roberto Carloses, that's their way of playing. They like to they can play any type of way. But for me, defensively, I think Brazil are going to concede a lot this World Cup. I think they'll win it, but they're just gonna, because they're so good for me going forward, and even as a collective, I think they're going to outscore teams. And I think that'll be the same in France. I know we've just said statistically, Jerry's saying 4 out of the last 5 World Cups, the winners normally get knocked out in the group stage, the next one. But for me, could be wrong, but I just think France have too much quality to not prevail. But Kante, Pogba, and Matuidi in the last one, that was very industrious and it had bags of quality. Them three without that team now, you've got Camavinga and Tchouaméni, which are quality, but first World Cup, are they going to crack under pressure? We all know their talent. Their talent's undeniable, but are they going to crack under pressure? You've got your Rabiot, who looks like he's running in treacle nowadays. I just think France and Brazil, they're going to be defensively poor, but they're going to outscore whoever they play. And I think that's when they'll eventually meet in the final. That's my logic, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Any rebuttals to that, G?
No, everything is said. Yeah, it makes sense, to be honest. I think going forward, they have, if you're talking about pound for pound, they probably, alongside Argentina, they got the best attacks in world football, all on their team. You know, if we run when you run through their team, their attacks are better. Look at the midfield of Brazil; they got better midfield than France. You know, you got Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, even Fabinho. Like, you know, I mean, they've got a couple decent players in there, and I'm looking at it thinking what he said about France and making it to the final, but potentially Camavinga and cracking under pressure. I don't even feel like they'll crack under pressure. I just don't think we'll see the best of them. I don't think that they would even crack. I just think these kind of guys, like, they would just you won't see the best for some weird reason. I don't know why. Like, and then obviously Ibu's first World Cup as well. Like, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, to be honest. It's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting, man. 2 seconds, just run through some of these comments as well. Yeah, big up everyone that's commenting as well. We got big up. We got Clock Talk TV. G was on there earlier today saying, yes, guys, big up the boys. Brilliant graphics. Thank you for coming on earlier, G.
Anytime, man. Come on, man. Don't be silly.
Appreciate it. Had to loan him out, innit?
just a quick loan. But, you know, it's a good club. It's a very, very good club. You know, play good football there as well. So
okay, decent. That's good, man.
I'm gonna call you G Morton from now on.
No.
Blackburn and playing that centre back, innit? Couldn't make it as a midfielder here.
At least Harvey.
Okay.
But Morton's doing well. Wow, Morton, he's doing well at Blackburn.
Right, that's Jerry's guy. Let Jerry deal with that like himself. Like
that popcorn diet flipping merchant, bro. Get the hell out of here, man. Get him out of my club, bro. Get out of my club. Anyway, enough. You know what? I'm so happy I'm not talking about Liverpool. I know some people want to still talk about Liverpool, and we all do it.
Sorry. It's me. I keep bringing it back to Liverpool. What's wrong?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
PTSD, bro. Please, man.
Cool. Next one. The interesting one. We got top scorer of in the tournament.
How have we all chose someone else?
What do you mean? How have we all chose someone else? Of course we have.
Mm.
So, G, you're saying Messi, yeah? Explain it.
I just look at it. I don't think Messi will score that many in the knockouts, but look at their group games. That's the way I think everyone, obviously, that's the time to get the bulk of your goals kind of thing. They got Saudi Arabia. I can't remember who the other two teams in their group that they've got, but I remember looking at it earlier on and thinking, bro, like they
easiest, isn't it?
Yeah, like it was like they got teams that I'm thinking if they get on a crazy if they click into gear like more or less from the off, bro, like it should get really, really peak, you know, in regards for goals and stuff like that. And I think if they're going to score goals, then realistically, I'm looking at, you know, Messi. I mean, they got Poland and Mexico. I feel like they should slap every one of those teams. Poland.
Don't talk about Poland like that. You're disrespecting. Hold on. Let me back at the top. The way you said it a bit too comfortably. No, Dave. What? Why am I catching strays?
I didn't even mean to give you the strays. My apologies. All right. So obviously, what I'm saying is Poland's going to be a tricky game. So I don't feel like there should be many goals in that, you know, Messi versus Lewandowski. So that should be pretty decent. But against Mexico and Saudi Arabia, I feel like, especially Saudi Arabia, I feel like that would be where he gets most of, you know, thing. And as someone said there, like they don't get key knockout goals. Do you get what I'm saying? Him and Messi and Ronaldo rarely score in the knockout stages for some weird reason. It's always like 1-0, 1-0.
Big up Sammy. Sammy's saying they haven't at all. I didn't even.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Messi hasn't at all. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they would score the bulk of their goals. It's going to be in the group stages, and that will be enough to carry it on throughout the rest of the tournament. And because I don't think the other two or one of you lot's choices, I don't see them getting far. So I don't feel like he'd score that many.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, let me be honest with you though. I know I'm trying to back my brethrens and that. Our team is washed, brother. It's washed. Like, do what it is. We look at it on paper. You look and you're like, oh, they've got a couple players. Like, they've got Zielinski, they've got Lewandowski, they've got, do you know what I mean? Milik that's playing. But I'm telling you now, like, all that happens, they just give the ball to Lewandowski at every opportunity. Man starts playing.
What about Piatek?
Piontek. Dead, bro. He's washed. He had one season, half season wonder. Right. He was at Michu. It's like he took a Michu drug just for like that half season. Got his move and he's been dead ever since, bro.
He's been dead since, isn't it?
Dead since. But it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Yeah, my one. I've gone with
Kylian.
Mr. Kylian himself, Mr. PSG himself, Mr. Do you know what I mean? Heir to the Ballon d'Or himself, Kylian Mbappe. Similarly to G, I mean, I look at their group: Australia, Tunisia, and Denmark. I mean,
that stinks.
Like Denmark are probably the team that, like I said, might cause them a bit of problems. Like they've proven that in tournaments they can do quite well, especially with what happened obviously with Eriksen in the Euros and how they obviously came together and stuff. They've got a good unit in that squad.
They beat France recently, though, haven't they? They beat France not too long ago. So
yeah, they did as well. So it's something that could work. Obviously, they can definitely beat them. But looking at like Australia, who have got no one at the moment, like, you know, back in the day they had Cahill, they had some players where you were like,
you know who they do have?
Yeah, Dinak.
You know who they do have, Jerry? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, Tito. This is funny. You remember Aaron Moy, that Man City graduate? He played for Huddersfield. Would you have him at LFC?
Mini Shelby.
Yeah. Would you have him at LFC? Quite technically sound, got good industry, can run around.
Yeah, but guess what? It's just Aaron Moy, bro. Aaron Moy.
Is he still there?
No.
He plays for the national team, I think.
No, that's what I mean. He's still in the national team now.
Oh, yeah. I think he's only like 28 though.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he even went to one of them retirement leagues. I thought he was all right for Huddersfield. You know,
he was actually good for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I used to rate him, but maybe it was that when that Wagner left, everything went downhill, bruv. I think he went on loans in the Championship, and then it just got worse and worse for him. But yeah, I've got Mbappe. Obviously, Australia, Tunisia as well. Look, Tunisia. Look, they could put up a performance, but I look at that, and with the pace they've got as well in tournament football, Mbappe, you just know he's going to get goals. He's got the experience of playing in tournaments before. They've won the World Cup. I think very similarly to G. I don't think they even make it out they might not make it out of the group. They might even get knocked out in the round of 16. I think he gets the goals, and I think that's what it is. I think he still gets the goals regardless of whether they win or lose. And I think he ends up doing what a closer did, if you guys remember, where he just they didn't win it, but he just gets bare goals, and it's that type of thing. So
is Closer still top? Is he still top of the World Cup charts?
Yeah.
You know what, JJ? You know why you got a good point as well? Because he's gonna have a point to prove. That he had a disappointing Euros. Do you know what I mean? So
very disappointing. Very, very disappointing.
Yeah, he had a very disappointing Euro, so he's gonna have a big point to. Remember how I think he had that poor game against Switzerland? Even his own country, they were cussing him, saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be in there for the next tournament." I was thinking, Mbappe not there for the next tournament. That's crazy, but he's gonna have a point to prove. And like I said, all the rumors of him leaving PSG, this will contribute to stuff like that. But I can hear Mbappe. I think he's gonna score a bag of goals. What's the record for World Cup campaign?
I'll have a look now.
I think R9 has it. I think it's still R9.
6.
I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was still not R9. Man would have been 18, 19 doing this, you know. That's a joke. That's actually a joke.
It's crazy. Yeah, check that out.
Crazy.
Check that out. Also doing that, innit? Yeah, Roms, you've gone with a mad one. Like when I'm talking about obviously Argentina, I'm not even talking about this brother. Like I don't even think he's starting. It's not even in my head. He weren't even in my head, but you've gone with Lautaro Martinez, or is it Lisandro Martinez?
Yeah, I said Lisandro as an accident, but no. The reason why I'm going with Lautaro because I do think him and they kind of play like a diamond, but Messi will be in a 10 and he'll have Dybala and Martinez in front of him. But Dybala's been in and out of injury. He might not be. It might take him to the knockout stages to get in his stride. And Lautaro, I just feel like my logic's kind of like, geez, Messi for me is going to be more the assist maker than getting the goals, bro. So I think when Messi's paused but serving up them balls to to either of them. I just think Lautaro's he's fitter, he's in better form, and I just think he's scoring. He's scoring.
G, just drop us some info to us that we didn't know. Who's got the most goals in World Cup history?
1958, Just Fontaine for France scored 13 goals in the tournament. That is the most amount of goals anyone has ever scored in a World Cup tournament.
Yeah, Miroslav Klose, he's got
the
yeah, but in one tournament though, isn't it? Yeah,
in one tournament.
That's what I meant, in a single tournament.
But Klose is the overall, which is actually funny considering that guy got 13 in one tournament, and Klose had to play like 3 World Cups or whatever to get to that amount. So now I'm thinking, did that guy play
the games? They slapped the team like something mad. It was like 9-0 or something like that. Yeah, it was just, I mean, which is mad. When he overtook R9, I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't.
Of all the players, I was like, oh man, like, but I didn't dislike Klose. I kind of liked him slyly. I thought he was
Klose was good. Klose was good, man.
Yeah,
Klose was good.
He was like a different type of striker. I kind of liked him still.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. That's why I thought you'd be on the Darwin train, G.
Nah, like, you know who reminds me of Klose? Harry Kane. I feel like they're very similar players. I feel like they're very boring and like.
Do you think Kane's boring?
I was gonna say that Kane's a bit more dynamic, G.
Kane
in the last maybe 18 months.
Wait, G. This is a Dr. Umar moment. What do you mean by boring?
Like,
what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Nah, like in the last 18 months, yeah, Kane's obviously, you know, we've seen him more so under Jose Mourinho. I think that's where it started. Like, started dropping deep, and you know, he started playing this kind of attacking midfield, kind of striker kind of role. But I feel like they're both still kind of boring strikers, but they're so clinical. It is ridiculous. They can score different, like Klose. If you go back through his record, look at the type of goals that he scores. He doesn't just score.
His variety is mad. Yeah,
variety is kind of crazy. And they're such what's the word? Clean strikers of the ball. Like very clean strikers of the ball. But like Kane is the evolved version of that. So I feel like they're not exactly the same. They're quite similar, should I say them? Maybe that's probably the better way.
I hear you. Guys, please make sure you're smashing a like. I know we're on about 22 likes. Please, can we get to 30 likes? 50 likes as soon as possible. Why not? It's a World Cup, so we're going to be just as ambitious as Southgate is with his picks for England. So make sure you're smashing the like. Next one.
I see a back 5 against Iran, I'll rip out my hair. Honestly, like, cool. I understand against the bigger nations, bro, but this is my problem with South. I think we've actually got the squad to do very well, JJ. That was saying earlier.
But the thing is, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was there, I don't care. Like, I know I'm not supporting England, but I'm saying that if I was English or if I was even Ghana, I don't care what team we set up with, bruv. I just want the victory. In tournaments, I really don't care, bruv. We could win every single game on penalties. Like, if that's how it went, I know group games don't go that way, but if we could, so be it.
No,
it's one game, bro. It's one game.
No, but JJ, against a nation, I get that. I don't mind boring wins. We've been screaming for it even with our club. Like 1-0 wins all they turn the season. If we lift the Prem, we're going to be happy. But against nations that are like ranked 70 and above, you don't need to be playing 5 at the back.
But imagine England done that and they managed to win the World Cup, but they only beat Iran 1-0.
You know what?
No,
that's what I'm screaming.
People wouldn't complain.
Huh?
People wouldn't complain if England was to go.
Like, it's one of those ones where you only complain when you got nothing to hold for it. Do you know what I mean? It's like with Spurs at the moment. It's like if they're winning, they don't care how they're playing. It's because they're losing games, bruv. When they were winning, no one was saying anything from the Spurs fans. It's only when the results started to falter that they tried to be like, Conte, you know what I mean? Shout out Patrick and that, starting to get uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? But cool. Let's get the next one. This is an interesting one. Player of the tournament. So G, chat to us. You've gone for Mr. Lionel, Mr. Messi. What, written in the stars?
Bro, like listen, combined here on this show right now, there's well over 30 touching 40 years of watching football. If you add up all the years that we've all watched football, like collectively, bro, we know how football goes.
You'll take up the most, G, you know what I mean?
Like, we know how football goes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, football just goes in these kind of patterns and sequences and these coincidences that always just seem to happen. Like, it's not destined, of course, anything can happen, but it just seems like it's just patterned for that. And Lionel Messi, I'll be real, like, he's been in mad form this season. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in some good form this season. Like, people have been kind of getting onto him, and they'll say, oh, you know, like, especially last season when Ronaldo was scoring a lot of goals and Messi wasn't. And then I was like, nah, you just got to wait with someone like Messi. Once the team understand that this is the best player to even touch a football pitch, they'll get to his wavelength. They're not really there yet.
You know, I know he's ready, G. Like, I know he's coming of age and he's getting older and that, but from when he's asking, what's PSG's manager's name again? I forgot, my man.
I actually don't even know, you know. I know, but I don't know his name.
I can't remember. I always tweet his name, but I forgot off the top of my head. But from when he's always asking the manager to take, like, the last three PSG games. Yeah, Galtier, yeah. The last game I don't think he played, and the two before he was asking to come off. He was winning the game, like it was score 2, assist 1, and then hook me up. He's he's fixated on this World Cup because, bro, it goes from, I big up Tom if Tom's watching. Tom tweeted it goes from arguably the best player of all time to unanimously the best player of all time. You even get Ronaldo fanboys that even if they don't admit it, they'll just be quiet. Do you know what I mean? Because he'll undoubtedly be the GOAT. But I think he's ready for this tournament. Like he's gonna have a mad one. I can see.
And the way he's playing, like, is like maybe he might get more assists potentially, but like the way he's playing,
that's what I think. You'll get.
That's what I was gonna say. I was saying that.
But then assist who?
When you said top goal scorer, I was
like, bro.
I was like, how do you think they set up? Because Messi hasn't been playing centrally for Argentina as a striker for a while. Like, he's been playing deeper in the 10, deeper.
But look at him
now. His game's actually like that. Do you think he's still going to get the goals, considering they've got the likes of, obviously Aguero's not there, but you've got Lautaro Martinez. You've got
I think now that what the Argentina, well, they've always kind of had it, but what Messi is now you can really give him a free role. So and they will still have the quality behind him to be able to do. And you've obviously Lautaro Martinez probably will score a couple goals in that. I'm not saying he ain't going to score, but like I just think that Messi is the one that would get most of the goal. The onus will be more on. Well, the onus is on him to score the goals anyway. Martinez is more just second choice to that. Alvarez is there as well. Those are players that I look at and think they can get goals, but when you need a goal in certain moments, Messi is just the one. Like the way he's playing for PSG at the moment, almost scoring in every game I'm watching. Like this guy is always scoring, and he'll get an assist or 2 or 3. do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's a bit. I just think like it's just set up for Argentina. To be honest, like I know Yafu saying Argentina have weak midfield. They don't. They've got a very good midfield. I don't know what midfield you've seen, but they've got a decent midfield.
The strongest in years.
Yeah, that's a very good midfield that they've currently got. To be honest with you, so yeah, man, I think it's gonna be interesting. I just think it's geared for Messi to win it, and they will make it so that Messi wins it as well as they do.
When they won Copa America, you hear every player's interview. They didn't even care about the coach, really. We won this for Messi. Bro, they did you know what they did to Pep when they chuck you up in the middle? There's a name for it. Yeah. Man, just flinging him in the air. I'm like, he's anyone,
bro. Yeah, you should be careful, you know. You know, like, all of a sudden he falls off and he breaks his arm or something.
They wouldn't even do that. They'll get someone to lay on the ground so that he falls on them, bro. They will never allow Messi
the hormones, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, you don't want them hormones and them pills to run out too soon, bro. You know, like all of a sudden he loses all his powers and his height and that.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. It's going to be peak the day that, and Messi's already said as well. I watched it. I was listening to it. Was it today or yesterday? That he's getting ready to hang up his boots soon. Like he's to the end basically. So I think this is definitely his last World Cup. So I feel like he's trying to go out with a bang still. Yeah, like show the world.
I want to 100%. I think he's showing that. I think people are starting to see. You know, we always spoke about when they get older in terms of like Ronaldo and Messi. you're going to see one still be able to maintain their level because they can change their game because their game's so complete.
Yeah.
With Ronaldo now, we're starting to see in the lineup, he's getting the goals, but he's not providing anything else, and that's what you got the problem. Messi doesn't have to score you goals to still impact the game.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, do you know what I mean, if he came into Liverpool, he'd be Liverpool's best midfielder. No, but I mean, like, even like a Thiago, you know, like both of them on form, like even at their ages, like where Messi's like 5 years his senior, 6 years his senior. You're talking about a brother, which is like, yeah, come on, he's gonna show you how it is. Like, he's gonna teach you how the ball runs instead of teaching you how to run. Do you get it?
And he's gonna get extra 15 to 20 goals ahead of you on top of that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's a joke, man.
How I would have loved to just Liverpool, even like I think about it, you know, just to sign a player where you're like, rah, this guy's the best in the, like, you know, like that statement thing. Like, I think that's what. I know it flopped for United. But imagine how you felt as a fan when you know Ronaldo's coming to Man United.
Oh, of course.
And you're getting the top, and you got like, as a fan, that probably gave you so much thrill. Like, do you get it? Like,
what, one of the greatest players, if not arguably second greatest players to ever touch a football pitch? What, coming back to your club? I don't care how old man is, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, even me, like I've said it, like, and I know it's a World Cup, and my fellow Ghanaians, even Fritz, if you're in the comments or if you're watching on replay, probably going to get mad. But if Suarez came back to Liverpool, I'd be gassed. Bring
me, bro. Best player I've seen.
Getting that t-shirt with Suarez on the back, bro, and see Milner's number 7.
I want that number 7, my guy.
I don't care what number he's wearing.
I think he switched the overlay. I don't know if you still have it, but you know when he just switched off my man's back. That's what Suarez will have to do. That's what Suarez will have to do to Milner. No way you're keeping that 7. You don't, bro.
And I expect Michael Edwards, not even Michael Edwards, I expect John Henry to do that. You know what? LeBron to do that off Milner, bro. LeBron just to step in, 6'8" of him, just ripping it off his back. Like, here you go.
You know what LeBron would do? You know the memes that's going around? He'll be like, you know what? If Suarez came back to Liverpool, he'd be like, you know what? I was telling my boy that I predicted Suarez to come back to Liverpool. My American accent poor, by the way, but you know he thinks he knows everything. Bro.
He'll be like, yeah. Like, yeah. He's sitting in a barber chair like this, and he's like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Bro, he kills me.
Not like that quote. Yeah, my nigga. Like that quote. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the one, man. I hear that. Cool. Let's run through. Run through the comments at the end, but we'll get through this one and then. Hold on, what's the next one? Jesus Christ, all over the place. Roms, and we might as well just sum up Neymar because we both got Neymar, so you might as well run us through it. Why do you think Neymar will be player of the tournament? I
just think this is my favorite footballer I'm about to speak about here, but I think.
Do you want a solo layout for this? You seem like you're getting proper emotional.
That looked like he's about to cry in that.
Because, bro, I want it so badly for this.
He paused and went like this. He was like,
no, give me the soda I need.
You should have put music in the background, my guy.
He's not even looking at the screen, bro. He's just like,
I need this.
I'm going to talk about my favorite footballer. So go on. You know what? We're going to get you this solo layout, bro.
You see Neymar, yeah. This guy, he's just giving me so much joy. And I just believe after this tournament, you're going to see a good Neymar, but you're not going to see that world-class Neymar because he's going to leave his heart and soul into this. He's tasted what it's like to have pressure, your whole country expecting something from you and delivering. Okay, it was the Olympics, but it was still massive for him. He still hasn't won a major tournament with his country. The Copa America Brazil won, I believe he wasn't in the squad. This means everything for Neymar. He's going to leave blood, sweat, tears, everything on that pitch. And I think you're going to see. Neymar's at his peak. What, he's 30, 31, you two? I think he's 30. Yeah, 30. I think he's 30. He's just going to leave it all. And with me, I've always supported Brazil from young. Like, R9 made me fall in love with that nation. Neymar carried it on for me, and I just want this so badly from him because back onto the disrespect. People still say, yeah, but he went to PSG, he went to a Farmers League. At Barcelona, he's in Messi's shadow. He still hasn't won Ballon d'Or. There's just so many unanswered questions. If he wins this World Cup, similarly to Messi, everyone just has to shut up. But I think Neymar's going to be player of the tournament. I think Brazil's going to win the tournament. What do they call it? The player of the tournament? There's a certain name for the trophy. He's going to collect that. And yeah, man, Neymar's going to shine. He will be player of the tournament, speaking it into existence. Yeah. Come on, my Samba boys.
You know what? I've got to just echo what he's saying, man. I think in recent memory, there hasn't been a player since Ronaldinho that's given me the amount of joy watching football. And I even remember him coming through. I remember I was trying to decide, and at the time when they were both in Brazil, you had Sao Paulo's king, which was Lucas Moura at the time. And you had Santos with Neymar. And we didn't know which one's going to be better. And you're looking, you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's interesting. Neymar obviously handled that pressure much better for me. I'm like, of course, you had your Messis and stuff. And Messi done stuff that was like, oh, he's just fake, innit? Like, he's just fake. Like, he's just fake. But Neymar did stuff which is like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. Like, the goal that I remember clearly was in he bicked his head. Yeah, he bicked it. He had like a level 1.
Yeah,
and Messi was out. Messi was out injured. He was playing down the middle. He got the ball. He's touched it. He's flicked it over the defender's head inside the ball and banged it. And stop. Like, there was that. There was how he moved as a 21-year-old in the World Cup, carrying Brazil, looking like
bro,
they got to the semi-final.
Would he be so then?
Can I just stop you before you go, G? For me, the goal that, let's say, I'm not even gonna say epitomized him, but the goal that announced himself to the world, the Santos goal, and the magnitude of the game in the cup.
He
picks it up, the 1-2, and the magnitude of that game and how the emotion of the fan, bro. When I watch that goal, even me, it just gives me good. The hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Like, he's destined. Even if you've watched his Netflix documentary, Real Madrid, the greatest club in the world, pressuring you and your dad to sign you at 12 years old. Right, this guy, the talent is just undeniable. And I just think, I understand when people say Messi needs this, but for me, I think if you know ball, I know that it's an opinion-based game, but Messi's to go even without this World Cup, but Neymar will still be disrespected after this World Cup, where Messi won't really as much. Neymar gets this World Cup, debates are done. I just think he deserves it. And all the adversity he's been through, people always speaking bad about his name, this, that, and the other. And I'll be honest, yes, he hasn't helped himself throughout his career, but a talent like that needs it. And his heritage, all of the greats before him, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, the Kaká, all of the great Pele, Zicos, they've done it. And they're all, even if you hear their interviews, they're waiting for him. They all want him to. They want him to carry on. And let's be real, it's been 20 years, you two, for a nation like Brazil.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Do you know what it is with me as well? Is I always say this, innit? Not everyone can be a LeBron, bruv. A LeBron's a 1 in a million. And what I mean by that is from 12 years old, 13 years old, having the pressure saying, you're the next guy, you're the main guy, you're the main guy. Because think about it, Messi didn't have that pressure. Ronaldo didn't have that pressure.
Exactly.
Ronaldo was an unknown quantity at 17 or 18, bro, when United bought him. Like, he weren't no... You know what I mean? He was a player. They played him, obviously. United played Ronaldo in the pre-season tournament against Sporting and then clocked who he was. People knew about Neymar before Neymar knew about Neymar.
12, bro.
Like, it was a joke. It was a joke. So when you're looking at it, and it's a thing where Liverpool, not Liverpool, this spreader, bruv.
You saw the comment just like I did.
I'm English League from now on, bro. I know you're supporting England as well, but English League doesn't change.
I saw the comment and I was just like,
his comment, and then Liverpool just gets stuck in my head.
I was thinking about Liverpool as well. I was like, bro,
Liverpool. I don't want to talk about Liverpool, but do you know what it is?
Big up,
been laughing. Yeah, big up to yourself, man.
Big up,
it's a thing for me where like I said, not everyone could be a LeBron. So with that pressure, because he's been in the limelight for so long, he's obviously come round and just been like, oh, you know what, dead that. I don't really care about this ball thing like that. I'm trying to have my fun, because as a youngster, he didn't have that fun. And unfortunately, if you look at even like in the documentary, the way they were grown up and that, man didn't even have shoes, bro.
There you go.
Man was playing outside. Man didn't have shoes. It was one of those ones. So his vibe of it is like, bruv, I've done what, and you see it a lot even with Ronaldinho. Like Ronaldinho, when you think about it, he doesn't even make top 5 players of all time. And the reason why I say that, and think about it, the reason why I say that is because talent-wise, yes, 100% you can argue it. Bro, by the time he was 27, bro, he was done. He was rinsed.
Yeah, no, fact.
Bro, Jerry, I think it's just a South, like even your Adrianos, your Rubinos, when they hit their
Adriano's on the block. Hold on, Adriano's on the block.
Adriano's on the block,
AK, bro. No, I'm getting a picture. I'm getting a picture.
Hold on. But you two, this is what I'm trying to say. See, South Americans, because they go through so much poverty whilst they're young, and they have so much pressure, and they've come from nothing. When they hit about 27, 28, when you should be approaching your peak, they're resting, because normally they've won the big honors by then. And if you look at most Brazilians by 27, 28, they've won either the Champions League or multiple league titles. Do you know what I mean? So they're thinking, exactly. They're just thinking, let me bake now. Like, I don't care what the England. You think I care about what Richard from The Guardian says in England about me? Like, bro, I've won. I don't know a Richard from The Guardian, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I urge every brother to obviously go and actually just watch that documentary, because whether you like him or not, you understand a bit more. Like, okay.
That's why you're like, yeah, exactly.
That's why you're moving like that. Like his dad's coming to him, and his dad telling him, yeah, we got to do this for the brand and that. He's like, bro, I don't care about the brand, bro. You're always talking to me about the brand. Like his dad.
They even fell out, Jerry, innit, for like 2 weeks.
Because all his dad talks about all the time is that Neymar Junior brand. That's all he talks about.
I think for someone like Neymar as well, and yeah, Sammy, you just said it there. I think where he's unlucky and why the onus, I feel like, is solely on him. And this isn't to take away from Neymar, because Neymar is still Neymar. He's the only one. There isn't anyone else. Like, there's not, when Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Kaká, they're all in the same team. There wasn't just Ronaldo. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, if it was just Ronaldo, I reckon you'd probably see the same kind of thing that you saw kind of with Neymar. But where there's just Neymar, like there was nobody else. Like, it's just been Neymar from the moment we saw him in that goal for Santos. From that day, it's only been Neymar. There's been no household.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally. Like, even now, when you look at it, who else is there?
I'm going to chuck a question at you two. After you go, Jerry, I'm going to chuck a question at you.
Yeah, I'm saying, and the problem you've got as well is that, unfortunately, it's not unfortunately because we got to go and witness this, but he's come in an era where he was probably better suited to the era before.
Yeah,
so the era before, it weren't stat focused, right? It weren't stat focused.
Yeah.
Weren't stat focused. When you look at stats, Ronaldinho's stats are quite dead. They're quite poor. They're not that great, innit? Like,
of course. Even what he's won, Jerry, his trophy always ain't even. It's great, but he's not won multiples of a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's the era that we're in now is so stat dominated. That's why we're seeing the likes of Mbappe has to score every game, otherwise he's getting criticised, even if he does other things. Haaland has to always score. Darwin has to score. Like, I know he's not in that bracket, like, of course not. But I'm saying that
I know you try for a bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to wind up G, and I knew G, his lip went like this as I said it.
Dude, do you know why you're spot on? If Ronaldinho was in this generation, we'll be speaking about him like we speak about Saint Maximin. Like, he'll be so disrespected.
Bruh, if Ronaldinho was in this, if JJ Okocha and them man were in this generation, bro,
they'll be getting
JJ Okocha is a Saint Maximin is a JJ Okocha region. I kid you not.
And I think JJ Okocha was a lot more cleaner with it as well. Like a lot more cleaner.
I've got a question for you two though. My brethren asked me the other day. I still think that Germany team were that good in every department. They wouldn't have. But he said, you know, when Brazil was 2018 and they got battered 7-1 against Germany, had not just Neymar, had Neymar and Thiago Silva. Because remember, their best centre back was also injured. Yeah. Had them two both been fit, do you think you got the result? I don't think so, but do you think the result could have been different?
I think it does. And yeah, cool. I think it does, and reason being is because that was such an emotional haul for Brazil. Like the whole thing, it's in Brazil, it's here. This is the brother that's going to take us there. Neymar gets injured and it's like in his back and it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen there? You know, like it got to a point where he might not have been able to play football because his vertebrae actually like moved and stuff.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those ones where when he's obviously come through now and it's like, raw, like he's gone. Thiago Silva's gone. You can see as soon as that first goal went in, even if Germany scored that, if Neymar's there, they're looking like him and Thiago Silva are their leaders. More so anything it was Neymar because they're looking at Neymar like you're our leader, you know. You're the guy. Like if you're performing well, we can all get behind you. Do you know what I mean? And we were seeing performances. Look at that screamer David Luiz scored. That free kick.
Of course.
I mean, that was crazy. So emotionally, they were so behind it. It was the fans as well. It was like it was an Anfield thing, you know, like when Salah got injured for Liverpool.
Yeah. It was that kind of feeling.
Whereas if Salah's not injured, I guarantee you Liverpool win that game. Like I've got a feeling that Liverpool win that game because naturally everyone's there, like on form, thinking, like we're at a strong man. When your talisman goes, especially the season Salah had, and you're seeing him in tears and stuff, the fans will just get a bit like, oh, then you can see that goal and you go, oh no, and then it just goes curtains from there. Do you know what I mean? So you know what? I was gonna say no, pretty when Roms asked it, but you know, when you've just explained it like that, you're probably right, to be honest. Especially someone like a Thiago Silva, like obviously Neymar, of course, he's the talisman. But then when you've not got no Thiago Silva at the back, it's like you're now just sitting there thinking, this is actually long. Like this is actually super, super long. We've lost the leader at the back. So even if Neymar isn't having a good game, at least we've got the guy at the back who could just kind of hold it down for us so that Neymar can just produce that one moment of magic. So then we can hold it tight. That's to slap Dante on, bro. That's to slap Dante in his position. Dante and David Luiz, that's just, you know what I mean?
Stinky.
Like, he didn't play all tournament, do you know what I mean? But look, big up to everyone. We've got 32 likes, guys. Can we get to that 50 like mark? I know you guys can do it. Listen, a lot of people are streaming. People don't even get like what's going on in it. This is a World Cup show. It's completely different format. We're going to let the people know what we're doing afterwards. But please make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing as well. A couple of people in the building, some new people. We've got Marquet. Big up Marquet saying Neymar documentary was. Trust me, it was.
I'm going to watch that tonight, actually, you know.
No, definitely. No, listen, it's definitely worth a watch.
I started it, but then I didn't, for some reason, I didn't finish it. So I'm going to watch it.
It's definitely worth a watch. And you understand, like, you know what? The narrative that they're trying to spin, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not always the narrative. It's even like with the Ronaldo situation. Like, have you watched the interview?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah, Cristiano. Christine's. Yeah.
I know Ronaldo. R9 brought out his film, his documentary.
No. I need to watch the R9 thing. Apparently, it's hard.
Apparently, I see people talk about it. It's very good. But yeah, the Ronaldo interview, 100%. I feel like the narrative.
It's like it's not really that. When you think about it, like, the timing, it's a bit like sour taste in your mouth. Like, why you like airing out a dirty laundry? But it weren't that deep. It was like the clips made it seem like, bruv, they got something in store. Like packing something hard. Like, you know, they're gonna go and he was gonna come out and say like Eric Ten Hag, like touch me up or something. Like,
real talk.
And it was nothing, bro. It was like the best bits were in the clips. Like, you didn't have to watch the thing. It was a waste of time, bro.
Real talk. And that's why I'm waiting for this part 2 to really hear like the ending of this thing, because I want to know. Because for me, and just quickly, this whole Ronaldo thing and the interview and that, I'll be real, I've not heard anything so far. Obviously, wait till part 2. But so far, where I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so disrespectful. I'm like, nah. I kind of feel like everything he said was absolutely fine. Even the stuff he did say that we've seen in clips, I'm like, nah, they're all right. Like, people getting onto him because he's getting onto certain players and things. But then everyone's turning around, and I'm saying, if he came out with this interview 5 years later when he's retired and that, why would he care?
That's how we care about that, bro.
I don't care about that. Like, it happened 5 years before. Like, why didn't you talk about this 5 years ago? Like, we want to hear about this stuff now. And I think more footballers need to come out and they need to speak on not every situation, but when there's a situation that you feel like, you know, you're being backed in a corner, and you got to realize part 2 is happening now. You're being backed into a corner. All you're doing is trying to swing. Of course you are, because you're being backed into a corner. So it's one of them ones where you feel like everyone's trying to attack you at once. So I want to see stuff like this. I love these kind of things because it gives you more of an insight into what's actually going on and I will say this, from a player's perspective. Obviously,
and I think that's what I'm saying. That's what's good about it, innit? That's what I like to hear. So big up to Oskar Grzeszkowiak, big up. Dawaj, biało-czerwoni. Yeah, dawaj. Let's go.
You got to teach me some Polish, bro. Like,
man. I mean, the lingo's there, bro. You're talking fluent. You know what I mean? Like, That's what, like, obviously, Oscar's agreeing with saying, look, exactly, Ronaldo said nothing but true in part 1 in his interview. Exactly. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait for that. So spoke about Ronaldo. This is an interesting one. This is going to be a funny one because speaking, big up to yourself, Azangul saying, what team do you think is going to underperform in the World Cup? Well, guess what, guys? We're one step ahead of you. We told you we're here, and it is flop. And before we get into the flops, though, I just want to show the people. This is Adriano, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. Man's in a bando, just chilling.
Now, look at him, bruv.
In the bando.
Jesus Christ. Listen.
What I like, though, like, what
I like.
Sorry.
What you're feeling, Adriano no top. Here you go, bro.
Nah. What I was going to say was, he's actually, like, from what I read and everything I heard about that, like him being obviously just chilling in the hood and all sorts, like, he was calm, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he weren't, you know what I'm saying?
No. He was calm, as in he's secure.
He's secure, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's secure in the hood. Like, he don't need to worry about, if I go
secure, bro. Look at, bro, who's his right-hand man with a gold AK? That's looking like a COD game, bro.
Right.
That's looking like a COD level up, Warzone thing. That's crazy.
You already know.
That's crazy, man. Listen, big up to Adriano, man. Yeah, the PES Pro, sorry, not even PES Pro.
PES 2006 when he's on the front cover.
The rocket thing, the rocket.
Him and Etu, left side, right side, game done.
Done.
Game done, bro. You're not winning. You're not beating, man.
Do you even remember just a bit before that? We're going up. You remember the Italian, the goated referee with the bald head?
Oh, the bald head.
Melina.
Yeah. You remember even Adriano and Recoba as a front two as well,
yes,
bro.
That's the one I'm talking about. You're talking about the one with like someone else, bro. I'm talking about that one with Melina with the whistle.
Yeah, three or four still.
Yeah,
bro. This is a player who we just wish, like all Brazilians, bar Neymar, and I think Neymar's probably had the longest longevity in terms of in Europe and being such a high-profile player. I feel like every other Brazilian, maybe Kaká, but then he kind of messed it up when he went to Madrid. They've only had like a 2-3 year period. Even Ronaldo was like his best years, I would say, would have been Barcelona, not even Real Madrid like that.
I'll say Barca in PSV. Them 3 clubs for me, Milan and Madrid.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
When he was, I'll say between 17 and like 22. Oh, I wish I was alive to remember it.
But Ron, that's only like 5 years from a guy. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not discrediting. Like, I think Ronaldo is a bad.
No, but G, what you're saying is valid.
But it's like
it gets brought up a lot.
5 years, and you're just like, rah, like when you got to Madrid, what I remember from you from Madrid is the hat trick that you scored against Manchester United, and I feel like everything else is a blur up until you got fat. Like I feel like there was nothing in the middle.
Do you know what is
period? Like, but you're just getting goals though, innit? It's because in that league when you're playing like Villarreal and that. And like Real Valladolid and like, I mean, you're just doing this. You're doing this every week, bro. You're doing that every week. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is, you two? Though it's not even just a Brazilian thing. Like, he was wagging it up. But
somebody to bring that back.
It's not even just a Brazilian thing. Like, even if you got the Argentina, that one of my favorite players ever that you two know, Riquelme. Like, you remember Saviola for Barcelona? Them will only be good for 2-3 years, and then they'll just get fat, start partying, like sniffing and that. Because they've been through so much. Once they hit a certain amount and they've achieved, I don't know, 2 league titles or that or Champions League, they just in their head they don't have. This is why you got to respect CR7 because he always wants more. But that man will be okay with only a certain amount of success, and then they're fine after. It's like I don't have to work hard anymore. And it shouldn't be. That's why Messi. I got so much respect for Messi because he's from that. I'm not saying he went through poverty because when I looked at his upbringing, he was kind of all right, but he still has that drive. Do you know what I mean? But whilst I was on the phone, I see someone bring up, who do you two think team will underachieve? Because for me, it's Portugal.
Well, wait. But this is what we're getting into. Hold on. We'll get into that. What team we think we're going to end up perform? But let's just get through this one first. So we got flop. So this is obviously flop in terms of players, but then obviously we're going to talk about what team Ronaldo perform.
I hear it though. I hear it.
G, you're saying man like Sterling, yeah? Now, obviously, Sterling.
Don't do that, G. That's my yard, man. What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
He's from the bits as well. Yeah, I mean, he's local to me.
Sterling
still,
is looking like. Do you know what I mean? The new boots have landed. Little collab with Stone Island.
Stone Island, yeah, I see.
Stone Island.
Army. He's got the gun on the leg. He's ready for war.
Yeah, G, chat to me. Why are you saying Sterling to underperform?
I just think, as I said, if I'm going with my my logic of this World Cup is going to be players who are in form, out form, kind of thing, like going into this World Cup, Sterling's completely out of it, like completely out of form. So, and I think this season, this move to Chelsea, we all kind of build it up. I said it was one of the best deals that I saw in the summer because I thought, you know, I thought that Chelsea were getting a player who had evolved quite a lot under Pep Guardiola. Obviously, Chelsea changed manager. Now he's kind of come in, Graham Potter, and it just isn't working with Sterling. Like, he might get you the odd goal here and there. I think maybe he might have scored recently, but going into this tournament, this guy's not in form, man. And to be honest, he's not even in my starting 11 for England. If we're looking at the first game, to be honest with you, like, I just would have him on the bench to come on as more of a impact player.
First game,
if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to say maybe later on in the tournament.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you. First game,
like
yeah.
But I just think, for me, if England, going back to Liverpool, if you're serious, move on. Sterling was, yes, this guy, and he can still be because he's still young enough. But Foden, Saka, Kane, that's the front three that you should be going with if you're going with a three, because those are the three players who are relatively in, or especially Foden and Saka, they're in form. They're 1 and 2 in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're the two best that I would think that you would want to go with, you know, and trying to build the team around, especially in Saka as well, with his performances this season. I think, yeah, man, you go with them. And I think because of that, Sterling will just kind of flop like completely, really, during this tournament. Won't get any goals. And if he does, maybe one assist. I don't think he'll get any. But I'm very happy if he proves me wrong, though. Like I said, man, he's from the ends, man. So I want him to do well.
And he normally does rise for England still.
Yeah. And this is it. This is it. But we've never had a tournament in winter. So,
yeah,
I feel like I said, it's going to be interesting.
You know, black people don't deal well with the cold.
Well, this is it, bro.
Bro.
Luckily, it's hot.
I just remember seeing Qatar.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. I've got Ronaldo.
Why
To summarize, I think
I know what you're going to say.
This is where I don't think he gets any goals. I don't think he gets any. He don't get assists anyway like that. I just don't think he gets any goals. And I think for Ronaldo to not get goals, like, that's a flop, especially considering this is your last World Cup. This is the last chance for you to stake your claim as the GOAT. Because think about it. On the flip side, if Portugal win this tournament and Ronaldo's win a World Cup, and he's scored some crucial goals in that, you're talking Euros, World Cup. Messi's in trouble, bro.
Yeah,
Messi's in trouble. He's in trouble. So look, it's gonna be techie. So that's the reason I've done it. And obviously, Roms, you've gone De Bruyne. Now chat to us. Why?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I'll be real. When I've seen, even in Belgium's golden generation, it's the Axel Witsels, it's the Hazards, it's the Mertens, it's every other player but KDB that's performing. He had one good game. I think it was against France, and France still knocked them out. But he played well in that semi-final, I believe, quarter or semi in the last World Cup. Other than that, I don't really see KDB rise. City, undeniable. But for Belgium, it's always everyone else but him. Even Carrasco, I'd say, puts up more of a performance than KDB on a consistent basis. He doesn't really do it for his country. I've just not seen it. And I think that will continue. But on the flip side, he might prove me wrong because it's his last World Cup. Like, for most of that golden, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, to him, for that golden generation, it's a lot of their last World Cups, man. It's a lot of them. But I think he's gonna flop again.
Cool. And to obviously run through, just quickly to give like a reason why as well, because we've got a couple more things to get through. Team that's gonna underperform. So mine's Portugal. Like I said, I think I just don't really rate that team. And even when they won the Euros, I didn't really rate the team. Like, I think their midfield lacks a bit of something as well. They've got a couple of people there, like
Jerry, didn't they qualify on best third place? Yeah, and they scored like 4 goals through the whole. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, like Jota's not there, who would have been a decent option for them. And then they've got a couple of players. They've got Cancelo, Bernardo Silva. But have they got that unity in that team that helped them get through that tournament last time, especially like looking at the videos with obviously Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo,
That looked awkward.
and Cancelo. That was even worse.
What are you trying to do? Grab his head?
Grab his head, and man was like, "Move from me, man. Move from me, bro. I'm not rating you." Like, do you know what I mean? So all that type of stuff, yeah, that's my one. It's a bit mad.
Do you think the video has a part to? Obviously, with Bruno, that's his teammate, and Dallo, and that. But do you think it will have an effect on the squad as a whole?
I think so. I think it will, because remember, he's the guy. Like, even João Mario's having to talk about him, saying, "Yeah, Ronaldo's. He's always center of attention.
Center of attention, yeah.
It's nothing new to us." So look, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. G.
Team Spain. I think for me, Spain don't really have enough of anything, to be honest, to kind of get through and, win anything. I feel like they're lacking in every area. It's like, and forget, like, obviously, I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, they didn't bring Thiago." Bring Thiago. You still ain't doing anything with Thiago anyway. Like, he ain't gonna change anything. I feel like they're lacking in every area, bro.
So it's a cut. I feel like I know what you mean. Like, they're gonna pass everyone to death, but there's not gonna be that real.
Yeah.
Gonna be like us.
It's gonna be like bare possession. You're gonna see like crazy possession stats. Like, oh yeah, Spain had 80% possession and 20%, but they ended up losing 2-1, and you're just like, how does that work? Like, they might win a game, but I just think when I look at Spain, man, I just think, we big up Pedri and we big up Gavi. They're good players, they're young players, but they're very good players. I'm not saying that, but I just feel you can't really put too much hope on them to kind of really bring a nation like Spain forward. They're not Iniesta, they're not Xavi level, like, and I don't think they ever would be anyway. So I think when it does come to Spain, they're the ones I'm looking at. If not Spain, Portugal, 100%, man. Like, everything
who's Spain's real bags, man? What, Gerard Moreno? Like, who's the actual? Did he?
Is Fatty there? Yeah, can someone let me know? Is Fatty there?
He is actually. That's your boy. He is.
Yeah,
I think he even played today.
For me, Spain. I think about it, and I know I didn't. We haven't got onto it yet, but they could be a dark horse. Like, where all their youngsters. No, but where all their youngsters come together now, where it's like Pedri bangs, Gavi bangs, Ansu Fati bangs,
the
like,
new era
bang, and the new era come to the fore. Do you get it? Like, they could. They could. It could be the game where we're looking at it and we're like, yeah, Pedro and Gavi are the guys still. Like, they're the guys. It could be.
I can never say never, to be honest with you, when it comes to football. So let me not even say nah, because you're right.
Are you not rating those players like that?
No, bro. Pedri, listen, from when our bloody assistant managers out here telling people that fucking Curtis Jones is as good as bloody Pedri, then we know something ain't right. But I rate them highly. I'm a Barca man anyway, so I look at Barca and I watch Barca quite a lot. And I think Pedri and Gavi, as good as they are, with Ansu Fati, if he is there, I don't know, someone mentioned in the comments he might be in the team, but if he's there as well, with those three, yes, I just think not this tournament. It would be Euros, the next Euros, I think we'll see that, and then the next World Cup. I just think they're not at that level just yet.
It's premature, isn't it?
It's a bit like, it's literally one tournament too soon, I think, kind of thing. Like, if we're talking about players, I think the player who's going to be is the one who Mohamed Khalif just said there. That's the guy I'm looking for. He's my favorite player at this current moment in time. Right there, Musiala. Favorite player, favorite young player right now for me. I love this guy.
With Germany, they're making, for me,
it's a factory.
Minimum semis. They just have something about them, bro. Like,
it's dumb.
They'll get far.
Roms, what about your one, man? Wrap up quickly.
Similar echoing what you're saying, it's just
Portugal.
Do you know what I mean? That I just think this Ronaldo interview, I saw that João Mario interview, Jerry, that they were asking him, do you think it's going to have a bad effect? He said, well, Ronaldo's always been center of attention, but you see, like, a picture speaks 1,000 words, or video in this case. You saw the Cancelo reaction, and that looked awkward. Bruno and him are quite tight, or it's made to seem like tight. Bruno, he kind of looked at him like, bro.
It's snake, bro. You snaked it.
Yeah, like, why are you doing that kind of thing? But he's still having to spud it. Like, it's crazy, but I just think there's no cohesion in the Portuguese team. And I have to agree with Jerry here. I've actually watched Milan's last 3 games against lesser opposition. This Leao guy, I think, is just hype, you know. Like,
I don't think he's good, man.
I don't think he's that good, bro. I haven't big enough sample size now, but I was gassing him too much. And who else do they have? Like, they still have that kind of
Batshuayi, bro. He reminds me of Batshuayi, man.
You don't remember the World Cup where he kicked the ball and it hit his head again? That was at the last World Cup. Man booted the ball in the post and it licked him in his face.
Yeah, man scored and then man tried to celebrate and he booted the ball at the post and it licked him in the head. Remember, he was supposed to be the next Drogba and it just didn't work out for him, bro.
You know who I want to do well for Portugal, though? But again, he's just got the shackles of Simeone and now even Portugal. I think João Felix can shine, but he won't start.
João Felix is going to fall off soon, bro.
You reckon?
He's one of those players.
Someone else said this to me as well.
Well, he will though, because he'll be a player that will just.
I said, "Well, G. I mean, you'll go back and forth in it in the chat."
Because
I was like, "Don't speak about my."
I rated him when before he joined Atletico Madrid when he was
Benfica.
I was like, "Yo, this kid is gonna be crazy," and I said it like, and you guys probably said the same. Why'd you go Atletico Madrid of all the teams like of you to have gone for? Like that was never. I know, but sometimes you got to use your head a little bit, man. Like you've got to understand, like especially when you've got a manager who plays literally a specific way of football. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like that was never a place that you were going to be able to expect. This is why I always say my striker, and I always mention Haaland, because for me, he's the only footballer I know at this current moment in time, other than maybe Neymar before, but they pick their paths wisely. Yes, money and stuff are going to come into play, but we all know that Haaland ain't staying at Manchester City for the rest of his career. He's going to keep it dipping soon, but they pick their things wisely. You go from Salzburg. Remember when he was at Salzburg, everyone acts as if he couldn't be paid. He wasn't going to get paid 100 bags if he moved to Manchester United straight from there. He could have easily have gone Manchester United. Now, let me go to Dortmund instead. Let me develop there first. From Dortmund, now you can get your big money, move to whoever can afford to obviously pay what you're going to pay. But again, it's about stages and it's about moving correctly and picking the right moments to kind of do things. And João Felix, man, like Jerry said, I feel like he'll just, if you don't make his next move is so crucial. If it's not to a decent team that allows him to play, you might as well just go back to Portugal, bro. Just play for Benfica, bro.
Yeah, he might as well, brother. He'll end up at Roma or something, bro.
You remember the Turkish, the next big thing in Turkey, they're calling the Turk. You know what I hate? Whenever someone's quick and can dribble, it's always this Messi or the nation then Messi. But they were calling him the Turkish Messi, Under Sengit. I think he was at Roma. Bro, when he ended up at Leicester.
The Leicester one.
Yes,
Cengiz Ünder.
Bro, when he ended up at Leicester, I said, "You're done out here, bro." Like, I don't even know where he is now, but I was thinking, "You're done." Yeah, you went from Roma being linked with Barca Real to Leicester, bro.
The same thing happened with Atsu, bruv. Christian Atsu, who's the Ghanaian Messi, bro. Under 17, under 20 World Cup.
FIFA is 94.
Badding it up.
You know what? You like just before you go on to the next part. It just reminds you of is it Turkish player Hakan? Can't pronounce his second name. It reminds me of that. That's what I feel like João Felix will be like. Them man who are getting to this point. They finally get to this point. You make a big move. Brother was missing for like 2 seasons, and then it's only now that he's been to kind of able to get some respect put back on his name. But the hype around his name, it's not there anymore. It's completely gone.
You know what worked in his favor? He's still gone from Milan to the other Milan team.
But you're
right. The buzz around his name isn't as
it's not there. It's not there, bro.
Yeah, it's mad. Like even Atsu, like I was just looking now, like, bruv, he was at Porto. Yeah, 17 games. Chelsea slapped him up for a mad fee. Never made an appearance for Chelsea.
Newcastle.
Yeah, never made an appearance for Chelsea. He was on loan at bare teams. Like the loans. Let's look at the loans, man. The loans were Vitesse, where he done well. Everton, Bournemouth, Malaga, Newcastle on loan, which he done well because he done 32 games in a season. Then went to Newcastle from 2017 to 2021. Bruv, this year, then he went to Al Raid. This season, bruv, Al Raid, somewhere in Saudi Arabia. He plays for Hatay Spor now, and he's made one.
Emery Moore. Fucking hell.
Emery Moore, yes, of course.
Jesus Christ, bruv. Yo, that is the player that I thought, you start telling people like this is going to be a player.
No, there was another skillful brother, man. From Milan.
Oh, Milan.
Jesus Christ! What
I was going to say Munain. I was going to say what happened to Munain from Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, Atletico Bilbao.
Who's the boy? There's a bag of man that used to be like, "Yo, this guy's going to be sick," and then you don't hear about them today, boy.
Hold on, AC Milan wonder kid. Hold on.
Oh,
and now Mastor.
Yes.
Actually, Mastor, bruv. I thought he was gonna be a bad boy.
Same.
I don't think even kicks.
Wait, and he was at Milan.
What? Yeah, he was at Milan. Yeah.
Compilations galore, bro.
He doesn't kick ball anymore.
Serious?
You're joking,
bruv. Hold on.
He doesn't even play football no more. Wow.
Bro, I'll be an ICT. Teachers telling me to do, we're going to do Excel. We're going to do Excel spreadsheet. I'm on YouTube watching, bro. I'm just watching videos, bro.
Stay in school, guys.
Listen to this. This is crazy.
Yeah, stay in school.
So this season, so in 2022, so it might not even be the season. It might have been last season in winter or whatever, or like January. He moved to, hold on, what's the team called?
Remember Ibrahim?
Renaissance Club Athletic Zemara, yeah? Zemamra.
That sounds like a nightclub.
Do you know where they play?
Where?
It's in Morocco, in the second division in Morocco's league, bro.
So not even the
second division Moroccan league.
Wow. I'd love to hear his story.
Bro,
we're gonna get him on the Jay James show, man.
Yeah, we have to go give him the Jay. Hey, if you're watching out there, bro, like I thought you was gonna be solid, my guy. Like.
Yeah, Marquez saying, I was watching football comps in ICT.
You know Marquez, bro. ICT and art. I'm not a creative guy, bro. Them two, I'll just do what I wanted to do, bro. But don't follow me in it, man. Just
cool. And the last one before we get the predictor and head out, let you know guys know what we're doing. We got the dark horses. So this is obviously for teams. You've gone Uruguay. I think you explained it. Why you've explained why already in it in terms of obviously the players. Nunes is that what you're looking at?
I'll be super honest, bro. Like I just feel like there's just something in the air with that guy.
You're taking your seat on the train.
No,
you're like me. You're looking out the window now.
No, he's up on the train now. It's just about to depart.
Yeah,
potentially, but even still, like I feel like you know what it is. I feel like with a player like him, he'll embarrass you at some point in time, and I'm waiting for that moment to happen. And when it does, it's just going to be like, see, I told you, bro.
But he don't care, though. But he don't care if he embarrasses because he's just going to score the game after.
Maybe. But, we'll wait and see with him. But, yeah, like I said, in terms of Nunes, you can't deny his form. You can't deny the amount of goals he's got so far. You can't deny what he brings. So that's my dark horse, man.
Cool. I've gone with Belgium. I
don't think they're a dark horse.
All right, this is why I'd say they're a dark horse. They're not really a favourite to win the tournament. Their team isn't as good as it once was in terms of Vertonghen, Alderweireld. They've got a couple good players, but I do think they're going under the radar a lot in terms of what they provide. I don't think they're going to win it. But I think they'll go quite far. In the tournament because.
Jerry, can I just add on to something you said? You know what you just said about Spain, about the new era?
Yeah.
That can be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, my mind's frazzled. That can be similar.
They got Vertonghen and Alderweireld, bro.
They're still there, but that can be similar to Belgium, bro. Spain and Belgium, they're new eras because they've got Doku, I think that went, Charles de Catlier, good. They call him Baby KDB. Yeah. For AC Milan, they've got Trossard. Trossard's in their young generation, win a new era. They've actually got a young contingent that are on the up as well. So that's a very good shout, Jerry. They're similar to Spain.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm looking at that team, and they've got someone like Lois Openda up front who's decent. Obviously, we've got Lukaku who gets goals in the tournament, which he has done. Yeah. They've got obviously De Bruyne, Tielemans, Leandro Trossard, who's on form at the moment. Trossard's on form.
I want him at us. I'll be real.
Trust me. Trossard.
But I want him. I want him at us.
I think defense is where you're.
The minute I said I want him at us, Klopp might read him. G was like this. He wanted to say something. He's like, actually, no, let me not even just say it.
Hold on. Are you not rating Trossard?
No, it's
no, he is, but G knows what Klopp's gonna do to him. Am I right?
Yeah, bro. Like,
or you just don't want him.
Klopp will turn him to a defensive attacker.
Bro, Klopp will get Lionel Messi and turn him into a DM or some shit like that, and tell everybody that he can run because he's skillful, he can tackle and that. Bro, I listen. Trossard is a fantastic player. He would be a good player for any other team that isn't called Liverpool Football Club.
And Roms, yours is Serbia. Explain,
bro.
That's not weird, bro.
If it gels, because this again, they've got a mix. You've got your Mitrovic might not be 100% fit for. I think I was here in the first two group stages, but you've got your Mitrovic, you've got Vlahovic, which is young, but 23. You two know I rate quite highly. You've got you've
Milinkovic Savic.
Milinkovic Savic. I think Matic still. I think he got picked as well. Wait, Oblak's Slovakian, innit? I don't think so. Oblak's Serbian, but they got Dusan Tadic. They've got a quite good attack in midfield. Their defenders, off the top of my head, that might be their Achilles heel. But I just think, when I mean dark horse, I mean kind of no further than maybe. I think they reach quarters, and that's good for them. If they reach the last 8, they're not on paper within the top 8 teams. So I think they'll do respectively well. But I think Serbia got a little team, and I think they're gonna. I'm trying to remember who's in their group. I think they're in Brazil's group now.
Yeah, Brazil's group.
So they'll finish second.
They got Brazil first game.
Oh, amazing.
Puts them in bad stead, in it. But I think they'll win the next 2. But they've got quite a lot of attacking talent. I just fancy them, man. Fancy them. They've got abundance of goals in that team.
Cool. Yeah. So that's it. We're gonna run through some of the comments, and then we're gonna get the predictor up, and then that's gonna be it. Big up to everyone that's tuning in. I believe. Hold on.
What we on, man? What we on?
Let me go see, because right now
we better be on 1,000 likes, man. That's what I asked for at the beginning.
1,000 likes, man. Let's go. We are on 39 likes, people. We're on 39 likes. So come on, can we get to that 40?
Just need one more, guy. Just one more.
I mean, come on, just one more. Easy. Yeah, let's run through some of the comments. M. Tarmizi, big up, saying, I think this might be KDB's last dance. My pick for player of the tournament. Interesting. You got LFC Aaron saying, apparently it will be Messi's 100th game if he gets to the final.
1,000.
Huh?
1,000, I swear.
1,000.
Yeah. And he played 1,000 games in all all football.
1,000. Oh, okay. I thought you meant 100 games in terms of for international level, like 100 caps or something.
I don't know. I feel like he's even past that.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah. VL Valuable Lesson saying, imagine playing terrorist ball and crash out around 16. Yeah, might be the problem with England. LFC saying trouble with that is if England go behind against a decent team. That's true. We got Honesty saying, off topic, have you guys seen that 16-year-old of Palmeiras, Endrick Felipe? Yeah, we have. People wanted him actually to go to the World Cup, and Arnam was saying he wished he actually was in the squad.
Yeah.
So
they needed this. Yeah, that's a decent one still.
Exactly. Kevin Pawan saying Anguissa and Partey midfield for Ghana. That's pretty solid. Anguissa is not Ghanaian. Anguissa is Cameroonian still.
Yeah.
Our midfield,
them, man.
Yeah, our midfield will be Partey.
We beat Switzerland today, so you never know, boy. Like people dissing Ghana already, boy. You never know.
You won today. You won today, bro.
2-0 against Switzerland.
And I repeat the score. Switzerland put out there like a strong team, bro.
We had a midfield.
You two, have faith, man. Have faith.
Even Partey wasn't even playing today.
Exactly.
Yeah, he weren't. If we look at the team, hold on. Let's see if we can get the team out.
Yeah, Partey didn't even come on.
No, but you know what killed me? What you put in the GC, Jerry. Man left the kids.
That's crazy. Yeah, so we started with it was Ziggy in goal, Tariq Lamptey at right back, Baba at left back, Amate and Salisu at centre back. It's crazy. Iñaki Williams started, Jordan Ayew, Andre Ayew played in midfield. It was a bit of a weird game. But yeah, it's looking like what's his name? Kira So the number 8, he's going to play in midfield. He plays for he played for San Pauli. He plays for Frankfurt, I think now. German guy. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Ghana might be a dark horse. We never know. To be fair, a lot of these players, we're not sure about them. So
but that could be to your advantage, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Because you don't know how to really match up, but we'll see how good they are. Phil Banner saying he's going against G, saying Kane is a complete striker, bro, not boring at all. Sammy saying closer all-time goals are 16. That brother from 1958 stat pad and left. LFC Aaron saying, I knew that, to be honest. I just thought you meant modern day. That's in response to Just Fontaine being top goal scorer. VL saying Nunes will be top scorer. As a goal saying Denmark will top the group. M. Tamizi, I reckon top scorer will be shared amongst, I say, Messi and Darwin. Right, he's going down the G route, yeah?
I never said Darwin would be top goal scorer. Nah, bun that guy. No. I think Messi will be that top goal scorer out on his own still.
Yeah. As a goal saying, who do you think is going to be France's top scorer? Mbappe, Benzema, Griezmann. Mbappe for me.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of you guys.
Yeah, Mbappe out of the free. Yeah, Griezmann, that guy needs to be dropped, man. Why is he still here?
Yeah, Griezmann's been dead, bruv. He's washed. M. Thomas is saying, yeah, innit?
Like, put them phones down, bro. Hang them phones up.
Hang up the phone, bro.
The call's ended. No one's talking to you.
Innit? M. Thomas is saying, Morata, I reckon, underperforms. Morata's just dead, though, isn't it?
So, word, he's just a bozo, bro. Yeah. You normally associate bozo with centre back. He is a bozo.
Exactly. 1892 Reds saying dark horse in the tournament. Denmark.
I hear this.
Maybe. Højbjerg. Yeah, a couple players. Sammy saying based on KDB history in tournaments, Rom's pick is a good one in terms of Belgium and KDB.
But Sammy on the flip side, he might think, fuck, this is my last tournament. Let me just do a madness. But
that's what Mtamizi was saying, yeah. 1892 saying flop is going to be the Foden. Mtamizi saying Pablo Sorin of left back and Riquelme, bad boys.
You know Mtamizi, man.
Jerry making up names in the
Oh yeah, we're just talking about the Spanish
La Liga. Yeah,
no, but they're actually teams.
Yeah, they are.
Some of them are like Division 3 now and that. Yeah,
exactly. Mohammed Khalif saying La Caca. Yeah, I mean La Caca, obviously. Belgium, interesting. Up front for Spain, Morata, Sarabia, Ferran.
Stinks.
Ferran's been on form apparently though. Ferran's been
I heard that as well.
So, you know, Ferran's a decent little player. He's decent. Big up to Angel 96, 1968 saying Portugal smashing Nigeria right now 4-0.
Fantastic. That's just what we want to see in Nigeria.
And I want their jollof rice, their pot of jollof rice after they get to be put in the bin as well. All that long grain.
Throw that crap in the bin. But anyways.
Somebody saying, I don't know, Jerry. Spain used to be blessed with forwards back then. El Nino, Raul Morientes, Munitis, and Guiza to the extent. Yeah, that's true. Angel 1968 saying Fati played today for Spain and scored. Thomas is saying Belgium reminds him of Italy Euro 2020.
I hear
that.
Ecuador, dark horse. Maybe we'll see. Caicedo's on G's loan, watching it. You're watching that game closely to see what man's about. So
to see what I've done.
Mo Khalif saying the weather in Morocco is fire. Yeah, but the league isn't, bruv. You know, like that.
We've ever said that, like the league isn't.
Especially the second league, bruv. The second division.
100%, bro. Come on now, man. We're not talking about.
That's the equivalent of like a Romanian second division team, bruv. Roms can walk into that today. Today, bro.
So can you, bro.
Now, I was gonna say, look, man that go and go and like playing those leagues and stuff, and you're getting chicken change. Like all they're paying for you is your accommodation, bro. They're not even giving you money for food. You still got to have a job on the side. It's peak.
You're kidding me, bro. No. They're like they don't even pay for your commute. It's like we've got the accommodation, but you have to get.
No. You have to pay to go over there, bro. Hold on, I'll send you, man. There's a brother called Brandao or Brandon Diao.
You've looked it.
Yeah, you've seen it. He's in Romania and Panduri, bro. That digs look dead. Bro, they're big.
Bro,
this is why you got to appreciate their bigs in England.
You're getting a single bed, bro. Like when you're waking up, there's a microwave. That's what you're using as your cupboard, bro. Like the microwave was what he was using as his to keep his valuables in. It was peak. All to play, bro. All to say you're a pro baller. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
Bro, man. I'd rather just get a job.
Get a job at like Greg's or something, bro. You're probably gonna get better. You get the food for free, bro.
Health insurance, the whole nine, like.
Get a sausage roll for free.
Jerry, I've never seen man play. I've just seen him vlogging. Is he good?
No. He's decent though. He's decent. He's a centre back. He's decent. Like the joy is, he's worked hard, innit? Like he's very decent though. Like he's competent. But bruv, he was playing with Romania, bruv. It was peak. He's peak. Like bruv, he had no money to fly back home. Bruv, he just midway through the season he had to just leave, bruv. It was peak.
Hard times, bro. Hard mother.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at his. I'm not laughing at his misfortune. It's the way Jerry's saying it. I said he was deep, man. I had to cut halfway through.
No. But he did, bruv. And then he just went to. And then he went back. He went back to Romania. There's actually videos, bruv. He went back to Romania. Then he started just knocking at different clubs' doors, like bucking the chairman in the car park, saying, "Bruv, can you sign me?" Man was like, "Get the hell out! Stop recording, bruv. Stop recording." It was peak. Bruv, no. When I mean he was doing that, like. He went to LA, bruv, and he went to LA Galaxy. He went to the stadium and tried to buck, man, and it didn't work. Of course, it didn't work out, innit?
Oh, no, man. Like, you can't just be doing it.
On top of that, but guess how old he is as well?
How old?
30.
No, you definitely can't just be fucking man on
30, bro.
You're not talking like you're some 20-year-old where it's like,
no, he's 30, bro. He's 30, man. 30.
That's mad.
Saying he wants to play, that his goal now is to play Champions League, so.
Bro, he must get bread off YouTube, though. I know he's got quite a big following.
The YouTube thing's probably the thing that's funding the whole thing, bro.
Funding the whole thing, yeah, of course.
No, it makes sense,
of course, bro.
That's why he should just stick to YouTube now. But then again, he kind of needs to continue doing that to make money on the YouTube, so it's a bit of a madness.
Exactly. Oscar saying, hold on. What's your prediction for Poland versus Mexico game, guys?
Draw.
Yeah, draw.
Yeah, will be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. Hakimi versus Alphonso Davies, interesting battle for Morocco versus Canada. Yeah. Morocco will be decent. Michael Corleone saying, come on, Uruguay, whoop these Ghanaians. Hold on.
He did that on purpose.
You might have to get kicked from the chat still. Like, you know what I mean?
There will be no one supporting Uruguay when they play Ghana. I promise you that right now. There will be nobody. And I mean nobody. Even if you're Uruguayan, you can't support them. Don't want to hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
Just for that one game. After that, you can do whatever you like. I don't care.
Exactly. 1 second. We're just going to get... let's see if I can do this. We're going to get a predictor out, and we're going to do this before we head out. See if we can come to some sort of agreement. So with what we think in terms of who's going to win, then we just get that out. Guys, please make sure you keep smashing the like. Appreciate it. Hold on.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, cool. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get into it. So obviously this is the predictor. So we're going to try and get to one together. Please make sure you're letting us know who you think is going to win from the group. But yeah, let's just get into this before we head out. In Group A, who do you think we're topping? Who do you think Who do we think is topping Group A?
Holland.
Yeah, Holland.
Netherlands, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Runner-up?
Senegal. But then again, with the news of Mane.
Yeah, and that's what threw me. Like,
I think Ecuador go through
now. Like,
you know what? I'll chuck a spanner in the work. Yeah, I think Ecuador now are going to surprise people.
Yeah.
All right, Group B. What are we saying?
If it's not England, they need to shoot themselves.
Word. It'll be a stinky England. 1-0 win. So you have 3 wins and it'll all be 1-0.
Yeah,
literally cool. And who do you think is coming second? So you got Wales. So obviously you got Bell, a game winner, and the USA. Who, they've got Pulisic. They've got a couple of players like Weston McKennie, Aronson.
Yeah.
I actually think it's between Iran and USA.
Really? You don't think Wales have a chance?
You think Wales no chance?
Yeah, no, none at all. None at all. Wow. I actually think Iran have been in better form. If you look at their
Alright, cool. But then I asked you just, G, name me one Iranian.
Yeah, but bro, there's no point asking me because I fully don't know.
Exactly, bro.
I'll tell you, but it doesn't matter though. Forget about who we know, who we don't know. This is the tournament we get to find out. They got to play. He plays for Brentford. How about that? Don't know his name though. Plays for Brentford though. All right, I'll go USA.
I think I know you're on about. I think it's Goodus.
Yeah, it might be something like that. Something like he's a utility man.
That's a utility. No. They got Yakan Baksh, innit? Yakan Baksh. You know the guy that was at Brighton. Remember when he didn't score for ages? He scored.
Sounds like a shisha calf.
I said it sounds like a
shisha calf.
Yo,
oh my God.
Level went down.
Jesus Christ, bro. Cool. Argentina topping the group. I assume. This is an interesting one. Who do you think is topping? Is coming second?
You know what is with Mexico and Poland that you alluded to earlier, Jerry? They've both got so many individuals that, like you said, Zelensky, Lewandowski, Milik, but then Mexico have the Lozanos. The Jimenez ain't been in good form, no, but I don't know, you know. I actually don't know.
You know what? Looking at that group again, I actually think Poland make it out of the group because I'm looking at Mexico and look, Jimenez is out of form.
Lozano don't even start.
Since he's had the head injury, he ain't been the same, man. He ain't been the same. Like, they're not great. I know they've got Alvarez in midfield, but it's like one midfielder. The rest of them, I know they've got like Funes Mori up front. I'm going Poland, you know. I've got to back my team, but
I have to back JJ, man. I'm going Poland as well.
All right, well, yeah, it's gonna have to be Poland then, isn't
it? You didn't even say, bro. What are you saying, Saudi?
I'll be real. I fully feel like Saudi Arabia would actually just sneak through in second, bro. Like, I don't think that Poland and Mexico. When I've seen Poland in tournaments, well, they just
they're stinky. That's true.
Fold, like. You can have all the players, but when every time in a tournament you just fold. Mexico, again, I feel like they'll just fold. Like, I feel like it's gonna be someone that you're just like they're gonna be good, like Arsenal this season. You're good as a team. That's what's gonna get everyone through, not the individual players. Individual players won't be that relevant. But yeah, we'll go Poland anyway for now.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's 2-1 anyway. So
yeah.
France to top it, or are we saying Denmark? What are we saying?
I think Denmark, you know.
Yeah,
France will go through runners up, but I think Denmark are just going to surprise a lot of people.
I think France go through, but it's 2-1. Group E.
Bro, you know, you see Japan, yeah? They're so efficient and they all know what they're doing. We ain't really touched on Japan, and now they got a lot of Premier League experience.
I'm saying Germany and Japan.
Say that again?
I'm saying Germany and Japan.
Ooh. No, I'm saying Germany and Spain, man. I think Spain go through.
Yeah. I'm going to do in that order, Germany, Spain. But Japan, they're going to give them a run for their money. Card. They even did well in the last World Cup.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Group F.
God, this is another group where you're like, bro, who the fuck is going through from this group? It's like I don't think any of them can win it. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like none of these guys will win it.
I think Belgium comes second. I think Croatia.
Yeah, Croatia, Belgium.
Yeah, I'll go the other way, but it's 2v1. I was gonna say Belgium to top it, Croatia second.
I think the likes of Modric, Brozovic, all them, they'll dictate that game, the experience in it.
That team's just itchy, though. It's bare itchy.
It's itchy, you know.
Brazil straight.
Who? What about runners up? Abu Bakar.
Yeah, he has to perform. Love chatting off Salah's name.
I think
Switzerland got ballers.
It's not even that they got ballers. I think they got a good team.
Knocked out France. They're on this giant killing thing. Like, I'm still gonna go Serbia. I have to go Serbia because I actually think they're a dark horse. So I'm going Serbia second.
I'm going Cameroon. You know.
Mad because I'm going Switzerland. So we have to pick between the
three. No. The chat can, innit?
Yeah.
So, chat. Let us know who's coming second in that group. Group G.
I said we all have 3 different predictions. Fair.
Yeah, I think Cameroon did.
He got heritage as well.
Abubakar was gonna get goals.
Yeah.
He's not even someone I even thought about scoring. I should have thought about him.
I think he'll get goals. I think he had a very good AFCON as well. They got Anguissa Gay. No, sorry, Frank Anguissa, the one at Napoli. He's having a good season. Choupo-Moting, like, still got a decent little squad, man. Yeah.
Guys, in the chat, let us know who you think's coming out of Group G alongside.
Yeah, I can't see the chat, guys, so you're gonna have to help. What are people saying?
I've got
Serbia, Switzerland, Serbia.
I've got a vouch here. Everyone smash the lights. Big up that. Just run up the lights and that.
Yeah.
Oh, love.
So what are we saying? Serbia, yeah? Is that the one that's popping up the most?
Serbia, yeah. That's the one I've seen the most for so far. Yeah, we'll go Serbia.
We'll go Serbia. And Group H. Uruguay.
Yeah.
I'm going Ghana.
I'm going Ghana.
I'm going
to put it out there. I'm gonna go Ghana.
I think Ghana get. I don't think Korea are that great. I don't think Portugal will do well.
Yeah, we'll go Ghana. Fuck it. We'll go Ghana.
Cool. Let's go next.
To the Black Stars. You get me?
Yeah, there we go. Like, look, the only African team to actually make it through. Do you know what I mean?
So, bro, you know what I'm saying? We're flying the flag and that. We'll get knocked out in this round, but flying the flag.
Cool. Let's go for the round of 16 then, man. Netherlands, I assume, to beat USA.
Yes, sir.
Argentina, France. What are we saying?
This is why I had to change my prediction because this is the same thing that came up for me. I'm going Argentina.
Cool.
I don't know what you're going with.
Oh. England against Ecuador. I'd assume. Yeah. Denmark for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Germany.
Yeah. Obviously Brazil, unfortunately. That'll kill me.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Croatia.
Roms, how about you?
Roms is gone, remember?
Okay, Roms is gone. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Croatia then. How about Uruguay, Serbia? Uruguay, yeah?
Uruguay. Yeah, Uruguay.
Cool. Let's go next. The quarters. Netherlands, Argentina. Germany, Brazil. I'm saying Brazil,
Same. I think they would just nick it. Like, yeah. Let's go Brazil. Yeah.
England. I think England do it.
I think they could be. Yeah, I think they would beat
quality.
Yeah, I think they'll beat them. In this kind of game.
Yeah. Croatia, Uruguay. That's a tough game, man.
I feel like Uruguay might edge it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
But then you got the experience of Modric, last World Cup.
Very true.
Brozovic, like.
It'll be a definite extra time vibe if I can see that one.
Yeah, maybe Uruguay. I'll give it Uruguay. Oh, this is where it gets tricky. This is bruv. Hold on. One of them is your final. One of them is my final. Isn't it?
Exactly.
Jesus.
I'll be honest. If Argentina played Brazil, if they played each other, I think Brazil would win.
I think so. I think Brazil win.
I think Brazil would win.
I think the pressure.
But have they not played each other recently though?
Yeah, but I can't base it off recent.
Yeah, no, I feel you. All right, fuck it, Brazil. We'll go Brazil.
Yeah, I think the quality off the bench, the attackers, isn't it? England, Uruguay.
Honestly, I'll go Uruguay.
Do you know how mad this is, though? You know what? I'm not going to agree with you. Imagine dude that's got a hat-trick against England.
I'll be mad. It'll be dumb.
No, but he scored that volley. You know the volleys he's been taking for Liverpool. Imagine he slapped one in, top bins.
Bro, if Nunes gets top goal scorer in the World Cup and has a
good... Bro, you're on the train, bro. Sorry. There has to be a forfeit. If Núñez gets top goal scorer in the World Cup,
no, not top goal scorer actually, no, because that's not enough to do a forfeit. It would be like
win the tournament and get top goal scorer.
Nah, that's a lot to ask for him. I'll just say even if they just win the tournament, like that'll be enough for me. Now he doesn't have to be top goal scorer. If they win the tournament, I'll buy a Liverpool top with Núñez on the back and I'll wear it to every single stream. Every single stream. Cool. You guys heard it here first. If Uruguay win the World Cup, I will wear a top. Jerry will pick whichever kit, whatever, and then I'll wear that. 100%.
Say no more. It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one with the crazy colors of all the white.
Yeah, and the thing is, I knew he was gonna say that in my head. I knew he was gonna pick the deadest kit that we could find. Like,
oh my god! But cool. Winners. What are you saying? Brazil or Uruguay? I think Brazil win that.
I think Brazil. Yeah, I think if it gets to a final, Brazil will have that in the bag still.
Yeah, and third place playoff. I think Argentina beat them. I think Argentina beat them.
Boom.
There we go.
So that is our winners, boy.
Boom. Do you know what I mean? Submitted. That's the team. Crazy.
So, guys, you heard it here first. If Uruguay win the World Cup, I will go out and buy I'll even vlog it. And we'll put it out there. And
we'll have to.
And I'll apologize. I'll apologize first. I'll be the first one. I'll be like,
no, we'll have to make a trip to Liverpool, and you have to actually do a photo shoot outside Anfield wearing it. No, I was at the photo shoot. You got to be like this, like that. Do you know what I mean?
I'll do what. I'll literally do. You see his when he signed for Liverpool and all the photos that he took. I'll do the same thing.
Yeah, same things on the steps, like that. Do you know what I mean? All of that type of thing. It'll be like G Núñez. That's what you have to say.
I'll change my name, bro. I'll do anything of that regard if Uruguay. That's how confident I am that Uruguay do not win this tournament.
Yeah,
that is how that'd be jokes. They do fucking
win. Japan got trashed by Canada today 2-1.
Don't worry, man. This is all friendlies and that.
Exactly. Serbia and Switzerland had history last World Cup. That's true. IU power. Yeah, it might be the IU power. You never know. We got Zabiri in the building saying, bless up Jerry and G. A lot of people rating Uruguay highly, and I fail to see why. They got some players on form. Valverde, Bentancur. Bentancur, we know in the Premier League's on form. Valverde, he's been doing
one of the best players in the world.
Exactly. And then you got up front, you got Núñez who can terrorize you. You've got a Cavani and a Suarez, which is a lot of experience. They could be dark horses. They could be. Mo Khalif saying African nations are in the mud. We have to see.
You're in the mud.
Decent.
You're in the mud.
Do decent now. Look at it.
100%.
Exactly. Violent Clan 03 saying Wales have got past the group stages in their last two tournaments. Don't be surprised if Wales do a madness.
True.
That's it. Yahanbach. That's the guy. Yahanbach. That's the guy who plays for Iran.
There you go. See? I told you. We got
Rodin, that's what I'm saying. Ex-Brighton. That's what I'm saying. Listen.
You know, discrediting Iran and that. Look, a couple, man. Yo, different story now.
Off topic. Did you guys see Stevie G unboxing Golds and Predators? Lads, one of them pairs is on its way. Ooh. What to us? Are you sending it to us?
Hey, I'm a size 9.5 in that, you know, my brother.
No, but we just need it. We just need it for the studio, bro. We just need it up there for the studio. You know, like that. Big up.
9.5, you got
it. Not allowed for me. A coach to put me in 3 minutes in the game. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player. That's in response to
Ronaldo. I think they're talking about the interview.
Okay, yeah. Angel 1968 saying, "G, come on, man! Release Klopp from Guantanamo Bay. We're starting to get results, and Núñez is improving."
No.
Quick one, just before we head out and explain to people like kind of what's going to be going on. Curtis Jones signing. Just summarizing like a minute. How you feeling about that?
Doesn't really make too much sense. I understand protecting his value, but unless we are not signing players, which I feel like is slowly the indication, then I don't really feel like he has a place in the squad, has no position in the squad. It baffles me, to be honest. I'd rather just sell him.
Do you think we're signing him to sell him?
That's what I'm saying. Protecting the value. So obviously, sell him in like like a season.
No, but let's say you sell him in the summer.
I don't even think they would do that. I feel like they would keep him for a season more.
Or do you think they're loaning him out?
Now, if that happens, then maybe we can see what.
Because for me, maybe that was the conversation. He wants to leave. They're like, no, we'll give you an extension to appease you a bit, so give you a little bumper on your contract. You're going to get to be able to go on loan. Then we'll see what you're saying, and then obviously things will change because the talk is Liverpool are going to sign a midfielder. Like that's the big rumours. If that's the case, then a space is going to have to go. And I know people are saying Naby Keita might leave, etc. and stuff. But Coach Jones is going to want to leave as well. And if two midfielders are going to come in, and you're talking about Rice and Bellingham, just to throw some names in there, his space is going to go, unfortunately, because you've got Elliott that's emerging now as well. So maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. I'm happy with it. I think I'm happy with it for him on a personal level. I don't think it makes a difference in our squad at all.
But then that's what I feel like we're wasting money there.
But I don't think we even waste their money like that. I think he might even get like 5k more on top.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
it's not for me. It's not like he's getting from 30 to 100, bruv.
Yeah, no,
he's getting from 30 to 35. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what? Let's just wait until the end of January. Then I can reassess this whole him getting a new deal. If I don't see anything new in January, I'll be very vexed.
Yeah. So Brewery's saying, "Come on, G. Curtis will be the new signing. He's getting loaned out. Big facts." Oscar Jaskoviak saying, "I actually think Klopp just signed him because of his effing sentiment to Jones. I don't think he's got sentiment to Jones though. That's the madness.
True. I think he's got more to help.
He'll get a chance, bruv. That's what baffles me about this situation. It's like, unless he's playing Jones in a position where he's like, bruv, I know you're dead in this position, but I'm forcing it. But I know you can be better. But you know, like if we went and got Salah and played him in DM and he was dead, True. Is that like that? That's what I'm getting from it. But I'm not really too fussed about it. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal. It should have been something that's just kept under wraps, isn't it? Like, yeah, you got to do it.
I feel like
like, I just think because there's no content to bring out. I think they just use this opportunity to just push out some LFC content, and now it's blowing up in people's faces. But I don't think it's that deep as people are making out. But
no, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, big up to everyone tuning in. Obviously, this has been the preview show. Gone on for quite a bit, but we've got a lot to get out of, obviously, for the World Cup. So obviously, we've got all our predictions out there, so you guys have seen it. Screenshot it, clip it up, make sure it's all there. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be back here at the end of the World Cup, obviously, looking at our predictions, so they're all going to be saved. We all know what the predictions are. Yeah, just to kind of break down what we're going to be doing, guys. So we're going to be having daily shows. So daily shows every single day after the last fixture. So if the last fixture is at 7, you're talking about 9 o'clock. Straight after the last fixture, we're going to be here and we're going to be reviewing every single game. So it's going to be like mini tactics boards of every single game. So talking about, it's just going to be starting on Sunday. So Sunday is going to be a bit different. So Sunday is going to be after the game. So the kickoff's at 4, Qatar versus Ecuador. So at 6, we're dropping that first video there, analysing that one game. After that, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, every single day, it'll be either myself, G, Roms, Saint all together, because Saint's also joined, or it'll be 2 of us. It'll be minimum 2, but because of work, it'll be rotating. So sometimes it might be myself and G and Roms. Sometimes it might just be me and G, as we're doing right now. But you're always going to have a couple of us as well. We're going to be bringing a lot of content. We've got people actually in Qatar, stationed, ready, about to drop us the exclusive footage of what is it like in Qatar. A lot of us can't afford to go to Qatar, haven't got the means to go to Qatar. We're bringing that to you guys. What is Qatar like? What is the stadiums like? What are the fan zones like? What's the atmosphere like in the actual stadium? Those are things that we don't know, and we won't be able to really get out from the TV. So it's a great experience having someone on board as well. We're also going to have people on the ground. We're working with FJ. A lot of you guys are remembering he's come on the show before. He's accepted the transfer. He's going to be out here on the fan zones. Do you know what I mean? Bringing us that content, asking people what's going on. He's going to be in your box parks. He's going to be in your Shoreditches. He's going to be in your Trafalgar Squares. All of these different places. Okay. One of us might be with him as well. If we're free, we're going to be out there with him as well. We're going to be trying to get people's comments. What do they think about this team? What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? the biggest games that happen on that day, we're going to be out there on the groundwork. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot of footage, a lot of content as well for you guys. But we need you guys to help us as well. So this is a massive opportunity for you guys to be smashing the like. There's going to be videos every day. There might even be a couple every day, depending. Do you know what I mean? If there's a mad bit of news that comes out, someone gets injured, something like that, one of us will come on the stream and we'll be breaking that to you live, guys. So please make sure you're smashing the like, make sure you're subscribing as well. The aim is, listen, we're going to drop the aim to you, but the aim is to get that 1K by the end of the year.
That's the aim, guys. The aim.
Subscribers by the end of the year. Yes, I said it, people. Now, it is crazy. It is mad. But we got 2,000 streams on the Derby County preview. 2,000 views.
So if we can get that.
If we can get that, we're not far off. We're talking what? We're on 600, just over 600 subs. It's 400 more subs.
You got just under 2 months left of the year, guys. You know what I mean? So we can do it, man. If we keep pushing, we're giving you guys as much content as we possibly can. We're really trying to make sure that this World Cup isn't boring for you guys as well, you know, because there's no club football and stuff like that. So a lot of people are running out of ideas, but we don't run out of any ideas, man. We've got so much for you guys. As Jerry has said, we've got a lot of content, a lot of good content coming out. So guys, just keep sharing, keep smashing the likes, keep subscribing if you haven't subscribed already, man. And, you know, let's keep pushing, man. We'll keep pushing together as a family, as a unit.
There we go, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's on you guys now. We've got man like RJ. We've got Mark in the building. We've got Angel 1968. We've got all these brothers. I mean, we've got Oscar. Hopefully you're subscribing, Oscar.
No, he is.
Yeah, but it's just, yeah. We'll see. But I need you guys. We've got RJ saying, look, 1K sub, let's help these guys. They do try very, very hard to be objective. That's the exact point. We do try. But listen, there we go. He said we do. I do. That's it. I had to just make sure. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It's on you guys now. Do you know what I mean? Look, we're getting a lot. We got the 600. We need you guys to get the 400 because this is as much of your show as it is our show. There's going to be loads of polls in the chat as well. We're all going to be ranking who's been the player of the day. You know what I mean? Match. Do you know what I mean? Save of the day, goal of the day. We're all going to link them, and then you guys are going to be the deciding factor. So we need you guys now to spread the message. We need you guys to get that 400 people back onto the show. And there's so many of you on here. If you guys will just get 2 more people to subscribe and join in the fun, we're there or thereabouts. I mean, so look, big up to everyone. G, as always. Listen, where are you? But look, It's been the J James show. It's been the World Cup show, the first World Cup show. It's been a success. So big up to everyone. And we're out, people. Boom.
Peace.